my laptop charger because I did not grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time. And I remember the first time. First time.
God, Jay has
First
streamed
time.
up with Max
First time.
losing
First time.
Katie in
And
the
I
hospital. That
remember
is his
the first
background.
time. And I remember the first time.
And we only meet once in a while anyway.
It's gonna be lonely not being able to see you anymore. It's been great hanging out with you. Why she run from me? Now you wanna come back and now you love on me. But I confuse why you think you deserve some trust from me. And your heart is painted black. Girl, it's ugly. Fuck your company. Why she run from me? Now you wanna come back and now you love on me. But I confuse why you think you deserve some trust from me. And your heart is painted black. Girl, it's ugly. Fuck your company. And I remember the first time you had me in your hold. Now you corrupted the safe. I'll never know. Yeah, Vincent had his darkness. Watch all his friends turn to phone. Yeah, trying to troubleshoot me, but I cannot be scrolled. Trying to sell me a dream, trying to sell me a home. While you tell me a lie, do you think I'm a joke? Swear I'm not a bad guy. But it's not my only road. Never been hate in my heart, but you burned it in my soul.
Yay! Oni-chan, peace, peace.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Please have a subscription now.
Fabulous 5 of people that
Yay! Oni-chan, peace, peace.
almost exclusively a Kyrie Irving hand simulator.
Here, you gotta leave now.
Don't get mad at me. Sorry if you feel like the first time you had me in your home. And you corrupted the same about me. You never know. Yeah, guessing that his darkness. Watch all his friends on the phone. Yeah, try to troubleshoot me, but I cannot be scrolled. Trying to sell me a dream, trying to sell me a home. While you tell me a lie, do you think I'm a joke? Swear I'm not a bad guy, but it's got my
Shout out, America.
hate in my heart, but it burned it in my soul. From me, now you wanna come back and now you love on me, but I'm confused why you think you deserve some trust from me. And your heart is painted black, girl, it's
There's something about people like
why she run from me, now you wanna
oh, like I should come to Canada for Spanish and
but
like
I'm confused why you think you deserve some trust from me. And your heart is painted black, girl,
you
it's
might not have the exact same mission, but you're trading in a sense.
she run from me, why she run from me, and now you love on me. Now you
Sometimes somebody asks me like,
want some trust from me, want some trust from me.
Thank you.
But your heart's ugly, but your heart's ugly. Why you run from me, why you run from me, and now you love on me, now you love on me. But your heart's ugly, but your heart's ugly. Fuck your company, fuck your company.
there's actually 2 disastrous final installments. Lost Child. They get it right.
I'm gonna have to wait. How many trailers does Kenobi have?
2.
Oh, I'm only watching one.
One of them has Duel of the Fates in the background the whole time, and another one doesn't. So you can pick between those. But the one with Duel of the Fates in the background doesn't have Vader in it.
Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Big in Tokyo, I wanna be big in Tokyo. Drink all the sake I want, read all the manga I want,
I've so
wear all
many
the
now.
vape that I want, buy all the J's that I want.
Nope. Oh, there we go. What's handy? How y'all doing? How you doing, Glam? Say hi to the people.
A thing, I guess. I don't know. Leave me alone.
I feel disturbance in the fans. Cried out horror, disastrous. Wait, why is this not over? Oh, because Batman's blocking. Batman. I said Black Man. Who's that? Batman.
Glam Man.
We're in the way, bro. There we go. For the servant of force, like millions of fans crowded in the horror nuclear sounds of a disastrous final installment. May the 4th be with whoever. May the 4th bring misery to Star Wars fans to Kenobi show. The entire trilogy supposed to be a complete saga, so listen.
All I gotta say is, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Damn. Listen, uh, welcome to episode whatever of the Views from the
Thing we
Watchtower.
do.
I think we're on 7. We haven't been here since the Batman dropped. We got a couple of things to talk about. Star Wars back, I guess, or whatever, doing what they're doing. We got some. I guess I talk about the Avatar news, Batman sequel. I'm gonna gush about some more Smallville. Saga has returned. Actually, it's really back. It's not a joke. I can't believe
イ
it.
エーイ
Sykes,
お
my
兄ちゃん
guy.
お兄ちゃんピースピースピース
Why the hell does my thing echo like that all the time? Then Glam has started Fables, so we in there.
イエーイお兄ちゃ
How's your
ん
day, man?
ピースピース
How's your day, bro? You chilling? What'd you do?
I'm vibing.
You're vibing.
Yup.
You still have
Townsy taught me that
Townsy.
word. Yep.
That's culture up. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is the Star Wars. I suppose might as well get it out the way because it's probably the thing I don't know how many of you guys are big Star Wars fans, are still Star Wars fans, and that can include like the games, the comics, extended universe, movies, the shows. I don't particularly care. Actually, Glam, how did you get into Star Wars? Out of curiosity, like how did you get into it, and who put you on, and what did you start with?
My parents, when I was 8 or 9 years old, showed me A New Hope on VHS for the first time. And it was on a very small TV screen. I don't remember in what building it was in, because I think it was not my house at the time, but it was somewhere else. And I watched that shit. I was like, this if I was speaking in the vernacular I have now, my younger self would have been like, this shit is fucking raw. But as soon as I saw that, it was just like, after that, watch. And then I didn't watch 5 and 6 until a couple of years later. And then I only watched those. And then once I got to around 10 or 12, I remember seeing episode 2 clips on just random TV at one point, not really realizing it was Star Wars at the time. And then I saw the lightsabers come on. I was like, what the hell is this? And then I watched the prequel trilogy with Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. And for a long time, I didn't watch Revenge of the Sith because I had this weird, like, for some reason as a kid, I was like scared of the darker tone of Revenge of the Sith. And then I watched it when I was like an actual teenager.
No, it's just funny because like sometimes as a kid you just have the weirdest like randomest kind of like
It's literally like being scared of a roller coaster or something.
No, because I think when I was younger, Pinocchio, I was terrified of Monster of the Whale, and that's like my favorite part of the movie now. When I'm older, my favorite part of the movie. I love that part. So I totally get that. Let me see what the chat's saying. Sorry. Doing good. The orientation for a new job today. Hope y'all been good as well. Love to see it. The entire trilogy is supposed to be a complete saga, so let's see it. What is?
He's talking about
Obi-Wan?
sequel
okay.
trilogy. That's what he's talking about.
What's poppin', hands? How you feel? I'm good, bro. Life. You gotta truck through it. It is what it is. Star Killer's the only thing that could save Star Wars. Nah. No, it's not.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
I'm sorry to break your spirits,
Yeah.
but that is.
And I like Star Killer. I like the games too. By the way, I'm watching Justice League. Wait, what? JLAS. What's that? Anime series.
Is that
I'm sorry.
action?
No, Justice League anime series. I've never seen anyone use that acronym for that. Usually just say
Neither
Justice
have
League
I.
or Justice League Unlimited. That's why you threw me off for a second.
Yeah.
I like Justice League Action, by the way. That's dope. For the first time in years, I'm almost done with the season, but I gotta say I was wrong with Superman. He is more boring than I remember. Fair enough. Glam's a thing. I thought he was a dude. This is what I get on for assuming don't wear Glam. These are proper pronouns from now on. Wait, what? What's that?
My pronoun is Odin, like my favorite One Piece character.
My pronoun is that nigga. I was hoping there'd be a teaser trailer for Jedi Fallen Order 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Doing good. Got your membership, and I'm excited. I'd love to see it. Let's get it. Star Wars hate. Oh, so sad, so sad. Griever, you trying to talk Star Wars? I mean, innocent man. I got no more love left. I'm gonna explain everything. I'm done. I'm tapped out, man. I can't with Star Wars. The magic is gone. What's her name? Kathleen Kennedy, and all of that stuff they were doing killed it for me, dude.
Look what J.J. Abrams has done to this man.
I didn't watch the sequels till a year or two after all of them dropped. so they didn't help or hurt me. I don't think me watching them all at the same time did anything different. But yeah, of course, Saga. I love Saga, man. Saga's back. We're gonna talk about his return. Star Wars Go. I don't even like the OG trilogy. I'm just here to see nerds suffer. I feel that. I had Shadow of the Empire in 64. I love that game. Only sequel movie I think is good is Rise of Skywalker. Yikes. Yikes. Bonjour, mon coeur. I appreciate the Saga and Snow White. Yes, of course, Gioni, of course. I already know. Seeing Anakin become Freddy Krueger traumatized me for years. Star Killer, the dude from the Force Unleashed. Yes, the Force Unleashed games. Yes, I saw Nintendo Switch version of Force Unleashed, and I said I will burn Nintendo to the fucking ground. Not good. Well, honestly, you have to know for the Switch. Like, there's certain games you see in the Switch for Nintendo, you just know not to buy. Like, why would you buy like the Doom, the newest Doom shooting game on Switch? Like, respect yourself. Blue's here sipping on Kenobi Copium because it ain't me. Nah, it's not me either. Kenobi's my favorite character in Star Wars. But all right, my dad got me into it too. First movie I had seen was The Phantom Menace. I want to say, I guess what, 1999 is when it came out? I think so. Like right before the New Millennium it came out. And like that's kind of my intro to Star Wars, right? So for me, I thought it was cool. I liked it. I thought Maul was kind of cool, but I still like Obi-Wan because he packed him. Listen, Obi-Wan, that sequence when Qui-Gon goes down, he comes here. I think it's so clean. I say, yo, look at him, he's nice. A little ponytail, a little Padawan ponytail, he's nice. So I had a good time. It's actually now that I go back, I could see a lot of the issues with the prequel trilogy that I don't like about it. Jar Jar Binks being especially effing annoying. I can't stand him. Sorry. And the jokes of him being a Sith Lord are actually mad funny. But yeah, what do we say? I'll simp for 3 things: my wife, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars. Help me. I'm not giving away hope. I'm not allowed to say your pronoun. Allowed. Oh yeah. Say that fella. Yeah, be like Laz. Picture this: Kathleen at the helm, push for it to be revealed that Obi-Wan was trans and gay, probably something like that. So
yeah, she'll push for it, and then it won't happen. Hate to see it.
Well, I don't know. Disney's getting some backlash for them being too woke and stuff, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I did play Battlefront. I like the games. I actually don't have any issues. I even recently played like the newer Star Wars Lego game. Had a blast with my boy Jermaine. Like it was great. I have no problem with the video games like that. It's just like here's my greatest issue. I'll go back in a second. In terms of like what the latest thing that happened in the trilogy that I can remember is the Star Wars. It's the newest saga. I don't know how the canon has changed because a lot of the extended universe stuff is no longer canon. It's like side stuff, right? The legacy stuff. So in terms of the latest point of what Star Wars is that I know, it's the Rey saga, so to speak. That shit's ass from top to bottom. Sorry. So it's hard for me to care about all the things leading up to that because I know how it ends. Palpatine's not dead. Rey gonna make an X. He gonna fucking disintegrate. Sucks. It stings. I don't care. So like, it's hard to get me to care about all the things happening prior because I know what the outcome is. I don't care about the minutia anymore. It means nothing to me. It's the reason why Rogue One isn't a bad movie, but I was bored to tears. I know what happens. You all die. The Death Star gets made anyways, twice, 3 times, shit. Star Killer base. Like, why should I give a fuck about this movie? What the hell should I care about? I'm not getting attached to anyone because I know they're probably not gonna live. It's just like, you keep bringing me into this middling stuff. Like, oh, what was Obi-Wan doing? I don't care no more. I know what happens. Oh, what was Luke? Luke sits on a rock and dies. Like, I'm not interested, bro. What do you want me to do? I don't care. It's gone. The only thing I really did after the trilogy is I watched Star Wars, Clone Wars, the Ahsoka stuff with Darth Maul and shit. That was dope. The Bad Batch shit with the clones wasn't moving me. I didn't care about any of that shit until I got to actually like the fight with like Darth Maul and shit. What's up, Alan? And then I read the Ahsoka novel. That's it.
Goated.
So I just don't know what people want from me because like my one friend, he says a Star Wars fan. He's like, oh, do you like? No, I didn't watch no trailers, bro. I don't fucking care. Leave me alone. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I died. I'm dead. I died with what do I like? Damn it. My characters are, I guess, alive. I don't know what they are. I died with fucking Ben Solo or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm dead. No, I died with Han Solo. Okay, I exited just like thing. I don't remember his name. Indiana Jones actor. I left with him. That's when I died. Okay, so I'm not here. So Mega Death Star, Death Star 2.0. But yeah. Fortunately, when the Wii was fire, he just lied. Actually, don't know. I didn't play it on Wii. I got to tell you, the mouse had so much money that the pushback would take a while to actually move them to be stubborn bulls. I feel that they should have made Finn the MC, but they hate black people. I remember when it was coming out, and they're like, "Black Stormtrooper." That was funny. They didn't like. They were really mad about that. You remember Darth Vader show? I still don't want that. That was slap from Darth Vader. I still don't want that. I know how the Vader story ends. Luke is getting shocked by the Emperor. Vader picks him up and throws him in the goddamn shit.
Nah.
I don't care. What's up?
I don't know why.
Did you watch Visions?
No. I don't know what that is.
It's
okay.
their anime like outsourced.
Was that the
show.
shit with like Ray, the 2-minute shorts and shit?
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those.
Yeah.
Oh, awful.
They were good, man. They
Awful.
were like some of them were really good.
I watched the first one and it was awful, which did not incentivize me to keep going. That's my answer. So, what are my feelings on Kylo Ren? Wasted potential.
He mid.
He was robbed.
I actually
He was
think he
robbed.
had an opportunity to be very fucking intriguing. I don't think he got a proper chance because they're trying to make him like the new Vader. I thought it was very lame. So
I'm not gonna
He
lie.
got robbed.
I don't think any of the sequels characters had much chance, but that's just me.
No,
even
yeah,
Ray,
agree
I
with
think
that.
I don't dislike. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I agree with you. Like I know a lot of people don't like the Last Jedi, but personally, I like the choices or like not. I don't know. I like the ideas that were presented in that movie and like the different direction he tried to take the characters in. Like Kylo Ren becoming the Emperor in that movie. You know, like that's not something we saw with Vader, and so that was something I was actually looking forward to come the Rise of Skywalker. But then we know how that turned out.
Okay, so here's my pushback. Did they do that for the sake of just doing something different, or was there actual cohesion in a plan? Because J.J. Abrams set up something, and Ryan Johnson did whatever the hell he wanted after the fact. I had heard at one point, I don't know if it's true or not. I remember reading this somewhere. As
Yeah,
they
no,
were
there was
doing
no
rehearsal for the eighth episode, he hadn't even seen the 7th one.
I believe that because he's. I mean,
The
actually,
movies
no, I don't.
all feel disconnected, bro. 7 and 8
Yeah,
and
that's
9
true.
all feel like they were made by entirely different people with entirely different visions. It's not it's not a seamless, cohesive storytelling experience from 7 to 9. That's actually my problem because I think 7 is a perfectly fine movie. Then I watch 8 and I go, you did not build up on anything that Abrams was doing. Then Abrams tried to recapture what he was doing, and it's just a fucking disconnected piece of shit. It
Abrams
sucks.
spent the entire last movie erasing the Last Jedi, pretty much.
Exactly. So what are we doing?
But the problem was Disney not sitting down and signing either J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson, whoever the fuck they wanted, to a three movie deal and not letting him go.
Oh, good night, Bar. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just like you're saying, because it's two different directors making the movies. There's two different visions going on, so they should have sat one of them down at the beginning and said, "Hey, we want to get this three movie deal linked up with you," and then that way they just have his vision for the entire time, and you don't have any disconnects between movies.
They said, "Show my hatred." Look on that titty milk made me burst. Alien titty milk. Oh shoot! I actually laughed when I saw that. I'm like, bro, is that Mandalorian? I didn't see it. I'll be. This is personal. It's very hard for me to care about anything not related to the Sith and the Jedi. That's a personal thing. That's no one's fault. So when they're like, oh,
I feel the
bounty
same way.
hunters, I'm like, I don't want to see
the
that.
same way.
I don't want to see that, bro. I'm sorry. So I'll be. That's a me thing, though. I'm not. I'm big ape on that one. I know them. Show her on the dark side. I don't know what a mega pint is. What's that? I will say that I enjoy Star Wars when Empire is not involved. Fair. Oh, Vision was the anime. Okay, I was thinking something else.
Yeah.
No. I thought you were talking about a little shortcut. I remember with like Ray. She's like, oh, I got the stick.
No.
Doing stuff on.
No. I don't even know what that is.
No, it's that thing I seen with that like anime girl with like a million lightsabers or some shit. I didn't watch that. No, I don't know. The Last Jedi is my favorite movie
like
in the
some of
trilogy. I mean, to each their own.
Hey, I respect that. Last Jedi is my favorite also.
It didn't have much chance because The Last Jedi happened. Fucking Dink was trying to make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie happen instead of a Star Wars film. I think there was a plan and they pussy. I mean, there was like, did you see like there was actually a lot of material and stuff about some of the old things they wanted to do. Unfortunately, I can't remember it off the top of my head because I don't. I just wanted to be done with it. So I can do the thing that Finn the Human does in Adventure Time. I just lock it in the vault and I move on with my life. Like, oh, don't like that memory. I just lock it away.
I've got nothing good to say about The Rise of Skywalker, man. I despise that movie.
I didn't like 8 and 9 was worse.
I think 8 and 9 is worse than 7. Yeah.
Bro, it took me like 4 days to finish watching The Rise of Skywalker.
They fly now. They fly now. It's mid now. There's a plan.
I just felt like we were so robbed of just certain shit that could have happened. And then I wasn't a fan of them bringing back Palpatine either. Like I thought that was just fucking stupid. At least, like I know that like in the extended universe comics that he has like thousands of clones on different planets and shit like that. But this isn't that.
This
like,
didn't feel planned as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
it was like
when I saw Palpatine die,
member berries, member Palpatine, member. That's what it felt like to me.
I mean, it was bad the minute the crawl starts and it says Palpatine is alive.
Like, bro,
what can you give me? Everything. Hey, this is so trash already. Why do you niggas bring me here? I fucking hate my
What was he cooking? What was he cooking?
It wasn't moving right. So yeah, Mark Hamill Mark Hamill was talking a lot of shit about the direction it was going in. And he wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah, he didn't like Last Jedi at all. But he didn't phone in his performance, so I respect that at least.
Yeah. 7 was good. So I fucked with everything. So that people multi-director beef with $1 million property. The mouse is read by you know.
Trevorrow's concept art that was released a couple of months ago was actually interesting to me.
There was like I wish I could remember what I read. It just again, there's a Star Wars channel I used to watch, but I just like after this happened, I was like, I think I'm just done. Like I'm just really totally mentally, emotionally, physically checked out. Like the most I'll do is I'll play a Star Wars game. I'm gonna buy one, but I'll play it. Like me and my boy are going hard in the Lego, bro. We're going hard. Like I had a great time playing it, but I just can't with Star Wars right now. But Kenobi is coming out.
Lego game was hard.
And this is where I'll say my pace. It's been sort of a rant session a little bit, but I'm on. They got 2 strikes with me, and if they fuck up Obi-Wan or Ahsoka, that's 3rd strike, and then I'm out of there. They only got 2 chances, potentially even 1 for me. So I'll say it again for a 3rd time. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Honestly, I'm more excited for Ahsoka than I am the Obi-Wan series, but that's just me.
I'm not. Mainly because I'm not sure how Rosario Dawson's going to carry the character over an extended period of time.
Rosario Dawson, that name sounds familiar.
She was night nurse in the Netflix MCU shit.
She was Persephone in fucking that whack ass Percy Jackson movie too.
That too.
You guys are just not helping. I'll have to look it up. Rosario Dawson.
That was the first one that came to my head.
The girl from Daredevil or whatever.
I said that.
What did you say? Sorry.
I said she was night nurse from the Netflix MCU shit.
I didn't know she had an actual name. I'm only lying to you. I never heard the term night nurse ever. I'm not a Daredevil guy. Well, that's my fault. I said night nurse. What is he talking about? So she's Ahsoka?
Yes.
I guess Ahsoka would be a little older here too, so I guess it's apt. That makes sense.
Yeah. I would have liked it to have actually been Ashley Eckstein, but
who's that?
What are you gonna do? The voice actor from Clone Wars.
Ashley. Ooh, they came up. Eckstein. Okay. Let me see.
Hey, Glam, how did you feel about Rise of Skywalker implying that Ahsoka was dead?
I mean, she's old at that time. I'm fine with it. Togruta lifespans, from what I understand, are not really that much longer than humans. So
it kind of caught me off guard. I was just like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I wasn't taken aback by that. I mean,
they said, "Chill." That opening was fire, though. Nah, all I know is nothing worse than Rebels. No one's worse than Ezra. Speaking about Rebels,
Rebels isn't even that bad. To be
Rebels
honest.
is
it's like okay.
The epitome of I am not doing anything important until the last 3 episodes of the fucking season. That's my
Yep.
actual problem with Rebels.
Yep.
It's like, oh, Chopper, oh, fucking Hera, we're doing a bunch of fucking dick ass shit. And then it's like, the last 2 episodes, now it's like
Goated.
very emotionally driven. Here's Darth Maul. And what the fuck, bro? It's so jarring. I'm sorry. I'm not a Rebels fan. I like the original Clone Wars, but the Rebel episodes that are good are good. But there's like 6 of them because they're all the fucking season finales. What are we doing? There's 6 good episodes. I swear,
You
I'm
argue the
not
best
kidding.
episode in Rebels is the Kenobi Darth Maul one.
Oh yeah, that's the best one. Packed him.
Yep.
You guys know I hate Darth Maul. Darth Maul's only fucking defeat is not dying. So when he just packed him in one hit, I said, "Rip, you fucking bozo, fucking die, stop coming back." I can't stand Darth Maul, bro. So
In 3 moves, bink bonk bink, dead.
I hit him with the Qui-Gon chin thing. He said,
Yep.
"Nah, sleep, nigga." Yeah, that was great.
Isn't aren't Darth Vader and Obi-Wan supposed to be having another fight in the series?
Oh, actually, let me
Vader's-
watch the trailer right
Vader's
now.
gonna get
I'm watching the trailer right now. I didn't see it. I'm gonna look at it.
Vader's gonna get packed if they do fight again because of
That-
the line.
I don't-
Episode 4 where he says, last time we faced, I was but the learner. Now I am the master, which means he will still be the learner in this fight.
I don't even think they need to fight again, like personally, but
Exactly.
yeah.
It's wait, what the fuck? Oh, Kenobi. Jesus Christ! I just had a malfunction. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit called?
But you do have a point with that, Glam. If they do fight, he's definitely
He's
gonna
gotta
lose.
get back.
he's gotta get smacked.
Yeah, I guess this is 1 minute and 40-second one.
Yeah.
I'm watching it on Star Wars, not Disney. I don't like y'all. Oh, I did not put it on screen. I'm sorry, guys. 1 sec. The watching shit, they don't know what I'm seeing. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, it's behind everything now. Hold up. Yeah. I gotta shrink this shit. Actually, I'm actually just gonna put it right here. Fuck it. All right. Let's see this bull.
Is this the? I can't remember. Is this the?
I am
Fucking...
bugging. I was hyped when Mara turned in clone. I don't like Darth Maul, bro. That's a
Oh,
personal thing.
this is the Duel of the Fates one.
I thought that
Wait, how do I
Palpatine should have killed Maul and after Savage. I didn't like that. I don't know. Because even with the Ahsoka part, like it's cool for me, but just die already, bro. Jesus Christ.
Fight is done. We lost.
I need to get on Discord more.
By the way, sorry, last time I paused. The games that are canon, or I don't think they're any canon at this point, the comics and the movies and the show, they don't feel they're very disconnected to me. Like, just like if you like with all the knowledge I know about Vader, and then watching like 4, 5, 6, like that's not like it doesn't carry over to me at all.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Stay.
Hey, he hit that. Yo, I see that.
Yeah.
Hey. Who's hitting that?
The key to hunting Jedi is patience.
You ugly. That an Inquisitor?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels.
Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail.
That's Luke's uncle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uncle Owen, Emperor.
The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
I fucking hate those spinning ass blades. They're not raw. The Inquisitors do not have raw weapons. I'm sorry.
They are dangerous. I hate them.
Are y'all watching that on here?
I was.
Yeah.
How?
I didn't put it in Discord. That's my bad. I have it on stream.
Oh no, okay, it's all right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think the trailers have been particularly inspiring.
Okay.
Oh, I like the
got
one
his
that they
brother and
released.
whooped Obi-Wan's ass raw. Did he do that?
He did not do that.
Right? Like
Wait,
I don't remember
what?
that.
What
Oh
was that?
no, he killed the girl that he liked. That's what he did.
Yes, that's what.
Yeah.
He did.
What? I'm like, no. I remember Clone Wars pretty well. So I'm like, no, that's not what happened. What the hell? Travis touches my favorite lightsaber user. Yo. Talk that talk. XR couldn't. Naya
KG, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Star Wars trailers are never good.
Okay.
They are never good.
I've never seen the Percy Jackson movie 101. Grievous greater than Maul.
Don't watch it. It
Nah,
sucks.
I don't like either. I don't like Grievous either.
Don't even waste your time on the Percy Jackson movie. Whoever commented
Coughing
that.
cyborg, no. Grievous be having 4 lightsabers still getting packed up. Why is a grown-ass man stalking an 8-year-old? Man, I'm not moved. This is what Glam's putting his hopes on? Yes.
I will say the trailer that they released today was better, mainly because they had Vader in it.
Oh,
So,
that wasn't today's trailer? Why did you tell me? I thought it was. I swear it said 14 hours ago. Was I tripping?
You were tripping.
What did that shit say?
I don't know.
This shit says 14 hours ago. That definitely says March 9th. I'm so sorry. That was the wrong trailer, nigga. That's my fault. Alright, we'll pull it back. Alright, with no captcha. Gather round now, children. Gather round. Let me tell you the story of how we waste our time because we know Rey beats everybody and Palpatine's still alive.
Factual.
That's funny. I swear to God, I'm like, I ain't seen no fucking Vader shit. What y'all talking about? Now I can't read. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about thing. Big ET, that gonna stay there? I hate that.
Whatever.
I hate that. One media.
They're coming.
They're so ugly. They're not cool. I don't like the markings.
They're literally fodder Sith.
Right? Like I actually never liked the concept of Inquisitors. I never liked the concept personally.
We both know they're there to get packed by the goat. The only reason they're there.
Wait, is this a Glam being a hater stream? Nah, Miles. This is me being a hater
No,
stream.
just you wait until we actually get into the comic book portion, Miles.
Hidden. Or we will not survive.
You hit it again. Yo. Hey, you hit that. Whoa. Loser ass loser.
Leave us alone.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Luke is premier mid.
Like you trained his father?
Whoa, what?
Yep.
But he trained him well. Anakin's a bozo.
Whoa.
You still want Kenobi?
I don't like this language I'm hearing.
He's gone.
Anakin's the most disappointing, like, chosen one I've ever seen in my life. Nigga suck.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places.
Rey is 800 times stronger than Anakin.
Lowlife
Ever
and
thought
bounty
about
hunter to squeeze him.
Are we just capping?
You throwing hands.
I'm capping? We'll talk about it after.
About Rey being
Power
stronger
scaling, Star Wars coming.
You can't run Obi-Wan! You can't escape him!
All the fanboys get hyped over a breathing sound.
Bro, what?
All right. So
It's raw.
disrespectful.
Oh,
I knew Nia was gonna click on it. I fucking knew.
Nah.
Remember when I told you about this when the Batman movie came out? And you're like, I didn't see the trailer for this.
Nah, this is not. Hold on.
Hold on. It is Waka Clock. I have an owner. He's Superman.
And up.
My dog's the best. But he's not the greatest with other animals. This just seems gross.
What do you mean gross? Smelling stuff is one of the greatest joys of being a dog.
I can't. I tried. I can't. I can't do it. That's funny as fuck. I did not expect that shit. What the hell is going on? Sorry.
I told you it existed.
Bruh, don't you do that to my guy, man. That's so funny, bro. They got Power in the costume. The prequel that cast Anakin with a... Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You know what? I know you're right. I actually like Anakin in the Clone Wars.
Anakin in Clone Wars is very, very good.
And if they kept like that level like energy and ambience around him and moving forward, and that was also reflected in the movies, I think he'd been a much better character.
Apparently, Hayden Christensen actually watched Clone Wars before doing this, like coming back for Kenobi, which is a good sign.
Yeah,
especially quality stuff.
Leia flying was the most unserious thing I ever seen at the time. I forgot that happened.
That's not a show, KG. That's a movie.
I forgot about that.
That's a movie.
Another lame show connected to Superman. Who would have thought? You be trying so hard with that. Yeah, he doesn't get that. Like, it's kind of like, okay, so you know I'd be like, oh, I don't like pizza, and if I get pizza, I take the cheese off, and people go, they think it's so original. Why don't you just put tomato paste on bread? I'm so funny and original. Like, you're not. I've heard that since I was like 4. But
if you don't like pineapple on pizza, you're a bitch.
Serial killer, or even my name, they get it wrong. It's like at some point, when you hear your name wrong for the 100 millionth time, it don't affect you. Oh, you're a bitch. Yep. Anyways, yeah. So like, why are you excited? Sorry. Go ahead. You might know more things than me. That's why I didn't check any news. Like, what do we know about?
I'm literally only watching this to see Vader get packed. That is all. That's all I am hoping for, and for Kenobi to not be ruined. My expectations for Star Wars shows are low, as they always are, and I'll be pleasantly surprised if it's good or not. Like I said, I'm already at 2 strikes.
What about you, Alan? Why are you excited? Nice talk. Petty's Leave Me Alone. I'm surrounded by his fear and dead men. That was a raw line, but that's from the comics. Speaking of Superman, now have you heard of the Dark Tale of Alison Mack? The Dark Tale. Yes, I know she's a part of the Sex Clock Nexium. I know about that. I knew about it when that was happening. It's actually kind of funny because every time I see her, I'm just like, the actor was like, you out here in jail because you was in a sex cult. Lame slander is how I cope with my goat being treated this bad. What's your goat?
Superman's his goat.
Listen, man. I got the comics that I need, the games that I need, movies that I need.
Games.
I'll be alright. I've actually always said this. I don't have a problem with Injustice Superman. I have a problem with him.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about.
It's not one of my favorites, but out of all the quote unquote kind of morally ambiguous 2 evil Supermans, that's probably my favorite one. So
Alan's like, I thought you were talking about N64 Death and Return of Superman.
Yeah, that's
I never actually played. I never actually played that game. I just know the memes about it. I never actually played it. I've never played it, so I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Things are happening. People like it. I don't. I'm off it. Do you have anything else to say about Star Wars? Or we can move on.
Nope, I'm good.
We can move on.
All right. What do you want to move on to, Glam? Leave.
We can do Batman, since that should just be very quick.
Okay.
So we're just retreading old ground.
Fair. Sequel
confirmed. Yay.
Do we know if it's a trilogy or just one more movie?
I think Matt Reeves wants a trilogy.
I still remember from when it was initially announced, it's supposed to be a trilogy, and this is just the second one.
Superman, that's the best Superman game. Superman has no good games. I'm just saying, like, I don't mind Justice. I don't think he has it. What other games does he have? Out of curiosity.
There was like this very bad 3D one where you could fly around that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it.
What's up, bro? Oh, well, I'll wait for him. Maybe he's getting his mic set up. I don't see Star Wars have my tail anymore. I don't think people care like that. I don't. I also think that Disney's kind of under fire too. So maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know because
Disney, they don't. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say they got their Florida tax like revoked, their special tax exemption. They got that revoked, and then there's apparently been a lot of issues within the company with them continuing to push very far left progressive policies and not catering to the more conservative people in the company. So I think they're under fire for that. So I don't know if that's part of the reason, but couldn't tell you.
I saw someone say that they also just don't. They don't market it as hard as they would like the MCU.
No, it's because there's like a Disney Plus show and people watch it because on the Disney Plus, so they don't really have to do anything. That's really all it is.
Fair. Disney Plus is powerful.
Yeah.
I don't see how do you make a good Superman game? It's not that hard actually. I don't think it's hard. I think that's one of those like how do you do it? It's like, bro, what do you mean? What's that? I wish I remember the game Simi showed me. I'm like, just do that.
Yeah, I'm just
Superman
waiting for
Undefeated.
Mass.
Is that what it was? Undefeated? I think so.
Unreal Engine
Yeah, I think
tutorials
so.
finally happened.
I think it was Undefeated game. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman sequel announced.
Go ahead.
No, it's a Batman sequel announced. We want Court of Owls, and Twitter needs to relax. We do not want Court of Owls for the second movie.
I'm gonna pull it up on screen for a quick sec, just so you guys can see it. No, that's definitely not what I wanted. That's definitely my Discord. Wow. What's going on? Take a two. Window capture. I don't want Discord, bro.
Gotcha.
Oh, can I not like use Steam? Is it gonna be like, not? You can't. Is that why? That said retailer. Anyways,
I hate.
I think Glam mentioned it earlier, but somebody did like a PS5 Unreal Engine 5 demo with Superman.
That shit looked ass. You want to know why it looked ass?
Still early.
It looked ass because Superman looked slow as fuck. That's why it looked ass.
I don't know what's going on. Why can't I share the screen, bitch?
No, the build is there. Like the company actually takes a challenge.
I got an Inception.
There's no reason why
I
they
got a
couldn't
display
get one.
capture. I'm sorry. All right.
Let's get on with it.
Insomniac.
I'm in company in this.
Okay.
But of course, strip away the cape, the S from the chest, the DC banner, and remove
Spider-Man
ways
is
to make
fire.
anime and so forth.
Like,
Fantastical. But it seems a team from the East has taken a liking to the
this
ways
looks
of the
clean.
West. That being superhero comics, if that
is
wasn't
this
obvious.
trailer?
We've had the likes of Spider-Man have its share of games. DC had the likes of Batman have a successful run of games in the recent past. But a flying cosmic
Really
powered
makes you
super
feel
straight from
like
hyperspace
Superman.
Like
being from
Superman.
another world.
Makes you really feel like you're from
Has not-
Krypton. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the game I was thinking of. I really don't think it's that hard to make though. I really don't. I think they're all cowards and they're like, oh, Batman. So. Yeah. Griever, are you here this time?
So you can literally
I
just
think so. Does
There you
that
go.
work now?
Yes, I can hear you, brother. How you doing?
Not bad. What's going on?
The podcast is being co-opted.
Oh God.
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. I'm just here.
No, I'm
Is there anything on the Star Wars you wanted to chime in on? By the way, before I move on to the next thing.
I can go really quick. I agree. I forget who said it, but yeah, the one thing that people are tended forgetting is that Star Wars trailers never really be hidden. They've never really been a big, Yeah. Like so, like.
I liked one of the Force Awakens trailers. I don't know which one it is, but one of them I do like. But I could agree with that.
Yeah, like for example, like the Kenobi stuff. There's nothing actually in the trailer other than it's Ewan McGregor's Kenobi again. It's like and I'm hype about that. Like I'm gonna be excited for the Kenobi series. I really am. But the trailers did nothing to tell me what's this about. What's gonna happen.
To get packed. That's all we're here for.
There you go. So, yeah. I sort of get some. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I understand people not liking the sequels. I'm not a fan of the sequels myself, but the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett and stuff, they were doing the things that the sequels should have done for me. Like, give me some nostalgia, give me some shit, give me my Star Wars back. And so, like, so far it's 2 for 2. So let's try for 3 for 3.
3 for
Kenobi.
3 if you include season 7 of Clone Wars too, as well.
There you go. Yeah.
That was on Disney Plus as well.
Yeah. So there is that too. So,
although I personally am not a fan of Book of Boba Fett, other than the ones where Mandalorian was in it. But
see, I actually kind of liked the Book of Boba Fett. Like, I understand why some people didn't like it. Like, I get the gripes, but
it was I wouldn't say it was bad, but I wouldn't say it was good either. That's my
Like, I will say,
people say they disguised it as Mandalorian season 3.
So yeah, like I've seen that, and I sort of get that because that's where a lot of the hype came from. But I will say that, like, one of the big things that I only ever saw in the Knights of the Old Republic game was the idea in the Book of Boba Fett where there was the whole, like, let's look at the Tusken Raiders culture. Why are they the way they are? You know what I mean? Like, see it from that angle. A lot of people thought that was boring, but I was like, I haven't seen that since I played a 2004 fucking Star Wars game where it's like, these guys aren't evil. You're on their fucking land.
It's KOTOR when you're talking to the Sand People in the Enclave. That's what
yeah. So that's what I mean, and it's sort of like, yeah, okay, so we're seeing this different side of this culture that we've always seen as like, just like they're terrorists, they're evil, they're just pillagers and blah blah blah, and it's like, no, there's actually another side to them and stuff, So
Yeah, before we oh no, finish up.
No, that was it. I was just saying I like the Book of Boba Fett, but I do get some of the gripes. Like, it's not perfect. But...
No, okay.
Where's the Darksaber?
What was that, Naya?
Where's the Darksaber right now?
The Mandalorian has it.
Does it have a name?
Yes, he does. It's the character or like
the character.
Yeah.
No. Wait. Didn't Mando gave it to what's her name? Didn't he?
No, he has it in. Remember, he has it in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, but I thought like she said relinquish it or something after he let. Or no, maybe he didn't.
He won the duel, and then he has to go to Mandalore, the planet.
Right. That's it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Sykes?
Great. Did you watch Visions?
He's talking.
Did I watch Visions?
What the fuck? I'm looking this up.
Yeah, I did.
You liked it or not?
Yeah. I mean, it was way different than I thought it was. Yeah. It was different than I thought it was. Like, I don't know what I was expecting. But, like, we already saw that. But before the Clone Wars that everybody knows, I remember the 2D Clone Wars. You know?
Tartakovsky, Clone Wars, 2003. That shit was raw.
That shit was amazing. And honestly,
anime.
Visions,
turn it off.
Visions could have been.
Sorry, but nothing
like
comes
that,
close to the creator of Samurai Jack making a series about the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I know it was so good. It was so
Kennedy
fucking
went
good.
crazy, bro. Shout out my man.
Now that is my General Grievous.
You see Windu.
Mace Windu just literally punching droids.
Yo, that shit was gas pack.
He didn't give
Anakin
a
versus
fuck.
what's her name again? Ventress.
Siege of Ventress. Yeah.
That shit was clean. Oh,
Grievous versus 7 Jedi at once.
That was awesome. No. The Kit Fisto underwater episode. That shit was awesome.
Yeah. I definitely messed with that. I used to watch it a couple times a year. I never watched
Obi-Wan versus Scourge or whatever his name was. The fucking
The Shadow of Mordor team making a Wonder Woman game, so depending on how that turns out, you might get a bad make a Superman game would look. I really don't think a Superman game's hard to make, but that's just me though. New Star Wars villains are booty. Vader was a serious character, he's iconic, mysterious, and frightening. Star Wars needs a villain that's comparable to Thanos. I don't think it needs to be comparable to Thanos, unless you're talking about from a marketing standpoint. But I truly believe this in my heart of hearts. If the right people, if you gave me Kylo Ren, I would have made him raw.
Yeah, fair point.
You could have made Rey raw.
They should have kept him the Emperor.
Because I didn't even mind the temper tantrums he was having. That was okay at the beginning for me. I didn't mind that. I just thought that I don't know. Eight is like a bunch of like interesting ideas that just weren't cohesive because you didn't take what Abrams did and built off of it. You just did whatever.
The only
fuck
thing
you
that I
want.
give 8 credit for is that it kept the consistent point of what the point of Force Awakens was supposed to be, is that we're supposed to have light and dark side are getting more powerful again, since they went on a decline in the previous movies because of how many Force users were wiped out.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be coming back up again. So Kylo was supposed to be very evil and Rey was supposed to be very good, and then Rise. That was the only thing I gave it credit for. And then 9 was like, haha, cliche Star Wars redemption story. Here you go. I was like, all right.
Yep.
Oh, we were robbed. We were robbed.
Yeah, there was a lot of potential. The last the one good thing for me out of the Last Jedi was just simply the Luke Skywalker projection scene. That shit was hitting for me because I was like, yes, this is what I.
But then he died.
No. Here's the worst part. I can totally understand. Okay, we got like a 70-year-old Luke Skywalker. He's human, blah, blah, blah. Hasn't used the Force in years, and he's using this stupidly powerful Force ability to go galaxies away, and project himself.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that made sense to me.
Here's my problem.
I'm good. I'm good with him dying. You know what sucks is that he fell off the rock, and we were like, "Oh no, Luke's dead." And then all of a sudden, he gets back up on the rock. It's like, "Oh my god,
He's
Luke's
okay.
alive." No, wait, he's dead.
Then he
Fuck off! That was the worst scene I've seen in movies, like ever. Ryan Johnson can go suck a big fucking sweaty cock for doing that to me. Fake out Luke's death just to kill him 2 seconds later. Fuck you.
I'll say this. There's two things. There's two issues I'm having. One issue is the like comic book Grandmaster Luke's in my brain, and I know all the shit he could do, and I'm like, yeah, like he's good. Like he's tired, he's old, he's out of practice, but yeah, he should be kind of gassed. Then he died. I said, nigga, this is so serious. This is a Luke Skywalker. He has not been disconnected to the Force for like 55 years. It's after Ben Solo went crazy and left. It wasn't long enough for that to happen. I'm sorry. I'm not giving him that. It wasn't long enough.
Yeah. No. I do grant you. Like,
Craziest thing ever. The man pulls off like essentially a mid-level KOTOR era feat for Force users, and then dies.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Glam. I mean, Griever.
Oh, I was just saying that. Yeah. Like, I understand. See, this is part of the problem. Is that when they decided to call the EU Legends and took all the shit that we were building up since the fucking 80s, books and comics and shit, all about, Luke Skywalker and all the crazy shit they could do. Then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, none of that happened, and we're going to do our version. It's like, yeah, but you don't understand. Your entire fan base is literally
doesn't make any sense. But
yeah, and it's like no, you don't do that to us, like, because we're not going to accept it like that, Like if I turn my brain off and I say, okay, like Luke is, as you said, like Luke, this is not the Luke from the EU, because he's clearly not. Even Mark Hamill went on record to say, I fundamentally disagree with every single thing you have done to my character.
I'm just imagining now what would have happened if they had actually like made movies about the used on Vong.
That would have been actually good.
That shit would have been awful. I'm sorry.
Why would that have been bad?
Because they wouldn't adapt it well, and some of that shit in the
all right. I see what you're saying.
And some of the shit in the source material wasn't good either.
I was gonna say this too. I think a part of the insult for a lot of like diehard Star Wars fans is you can see where they took stuff from Legends and ideas from the extended universe and tried to bleed it into moving their own way. I'd even argue Kylo Ren and Ben Solo is also something they took from that too.
Oh, and then 100%. That's Anakin Solo.
But they're like, how do we make it fucking suck? So
yeah. Like the most obvious one is they literally put Grand Admiral Thrawn in Rebels. That's the biggest one.
No, you know what they should have done? They should have realistically, they should have just kept what the EU did and give Leia and Han twins. That would have worked out so much better if you had Jaina and Jacques and Solo. And then you have one go evil and one trying to redeem her brother the whole story. I would watch 3 movies about Jaina trying to bring her brother back to the light side. That would have been totally fine.
I would have liked that going along with that fucking Force dyad bullshit too.
Oh yeah. Like
bring it back.
It makes no sense that. Can anybody explain to me Kylo Ren and Rey? Like, I didn't really mind. Like, but where's the connection? If she's a Palpatine, which fine, dandy, whatever. And he's a Skywalker. Where's the connection? Why do they have
That
this
was a
Force
reach.
bond?
That was a reach.
Yeah.
Like that was an insane reach. Talking about we're connected because of this.
Because
shit.
she picked up a lightsaber and beat the goofy out of him the first time she was in the field. That's why.
Yeah.
Like,
oh
my
God,
it's
that
so
is.
hot.
Listen, I'll agree with Naya that I actually liked Force Awakens, and there was a lot of potential there for good storylines for 2 more films. But that is one thing that I agree. I did not like. How is this dude who has literally the blood of a Skywalker trained by Luke in him?
They actually make it
fucking
worse
up?
with more material because it's like he's so powerful. He was training this and that. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are adding this.
Yeah,
shit. It's not
the
helping.
longer you learn that this dude was taken at a young age and then fucking corrupted by the dark, and even Yoda fucking says like, yeah, quicker and easier. You'll get stronger really quick. It's like taking steroids. All of a sudden the steroids will wear off, sort of idea, right? So this dude should be at fucking like peak power right now, and he's losing to people who never held a lightsaber before today.
Even
That
worse,
makes no
Ray doesn't even
fucking
finish training until the last movie.
Yeah. There's problems. There's problems. Like, I know you guys were talking Rise of Skywalker. You really don't like it and stuff like that.
Star Wars The
My
Last
argument
Jedi is a
I
brilliant
uploaded
movie.
a video
And if
to
you
Greg
disagree, you're a
videos
sexist,
before,
misogynistic,
but,
woman-hating, sexist,
my
racist
biggest
pig
problem
who
is
hates
that
women.
Most of the bullshit that you can complain about in Rise of Skywalker, not all of it, but a good chunk of it, can be traced back to the fact that Last Jedi fucked up. They didn't continue the right storylines. They gave up on the Force Awakens storylines. And when J.J. Abrams came back to do Rise of Skywalker, he said, well, I'm not continuing this bullshit turd that fucking Johnson left me. I'm going to continue what I was going to do anyways. So he just sort of like, because Last Jedi should have foreshadowed the Palpatine stuff. Even if you don't like that choice, it still could have set it up better, could have set up the Rey stuff better, could have set up like a lot of things from Rise of Skywalker could have been set up properly like a middle film is supposed to do. And since none of it was done, I don't blame as much. I think it takes 2 to tango is what I'm saying.
That's actually crazy because I feel the same way, but I feel the opposite way about with the Rian Johnson. Because I think that if J.J. Abrams didn't spend the first half of the movie trying to erase Last Jedi and instead worked to make those connections, it could have worked out better. But I mean, I see where you're coming from too, though.
Yeah,
I know that goes without saying, but
since he made the first movie,
when he started.
Yeah. So I do see where y'all's coming from. He made the first movie, so
it's like
it would make
you
more
fucked
sense
my
to
vision.
keep in
Why would
mind.
I carry out yours?
Yeah, and the
Abrams
fact that
was
Ryan
supposed to come back for 8, but because of the backlash, she was like, "We need somebody to unfuck it," and then they brought it
right.
back for 9.
And then you're expected to unfuck. Okay, so we have, let's say, 6 hours of runtime. Let's call it 2 hours a movie. I know that's not what it is, but let's say we have 6 hours of runtime. You want to take Act 2 out of a 3-act play and say, okay, yeah, we really fucked this up. Fix it in Act 3 and still make Act 3 great. And you wonder why 9's not that good? It's like, I'm not surprised. That's why I give 9 a little more benefit of the doubt, and I actually didn't mind it. I enjoyed it more than Jedi.
Again, the concepts for Colin Trevorrow's script that were leaked, like, what was it, 2-3 months ago, were goated.
The dude, Fate of Duels. Or
I don't think I've seen them.
Duel of the Fates, I think was what it was called.
Yeah,
and it had like Rey became like a blind monk character with a double-bladed saber. Finally got a good character with a double-bladed saber.
Yeah. I think what they should have really done is not done that fucking Legends EU crap, and they should have just like said, okay, what's like some of the best storylines from the expanded universe, and let's just make that fucking movie.
Make it make sense.
yeah. Like let's cut away the fat. Let's make some shit work. But like,
I think sorry, I cut you off. I think the problem is like it kind of starts off, in my opinion, conceptually brilliant, because 7 has so much of the original trilogy in it. It almost kind of doesn't acknowledge the prequels, in the sense that they kind of use the old definition of the Force. They didn't use the midichlorians, run on a sand planet, blah blah blah, yada yada. We're bringing back some old heads like with Han Solo and whatnot. Right? I'm like, this doesn't necessarily. The old fans be like, oh, I know this, I understand this, oh, like this, like they come in and the new fans can kind of get something different with little new characters when they're little old, the new Disney humor or whatever. So I thought it was great. I thought from 8 and 9, that's when they should have really deviated and told their own story. Now,
yeah,
8
I
to
agree.
me people were like, "Oh, but Ryan Johnson, you're just mad because something different." I'm like, that's actually not my problem. But I hate any author and any creative team that goes, "We're just wanting something different because we want to subvert expectation." Why? What's the reason? Subverting expectations just to do it is stupid. There's no fuck. What's the plan? You need to have some type of like reasoning behind that. If it's like I want to subvert this, okay, I'll give you one of my favorite. One of the favorite examples of something kind of being subverted to me. There's an arc in Monogatari, Nisei Monogatari, where the main character and the current antagonist, right, basically messes with his sister. He kind of fucks up the town. He's like a con artist, getting money, doing certain things. And it's almost like they're crescendoing to this, like, oh, it's about to happen. Let's go. Let's get it. And then when they confront each other, he's like, I made the money I have to make. I'm not going to fight a teenager. I'm going to just leave. Bye. And I was like, wow. Like, he just cut. Like, he didn't, no resistance, no climactic final. He just like, nah, like, deuces, I'm gone. But everything that he did in that moment was in line with the character that we saw. Because he's very like, he kind of like Hawkins. He's anti-smoke. He doesn't really want problems if he doesn't have to have them. He's going to make the money he needs to make, and he's just going to keep it pushing as a con man. So, and then later on with some additive scenes, it kind of adds on to like, yeah, like this is totally what Kaiki would do. And I'm like, these scenes in Star Wars are just Rian Johnson being like, I'm so fucking smart. I'm going to outsmart the fan base when I'm subvert the expectation. I'm like, no one wants this. This is whack.
Yeah. Yeah, this man thinks he's Light Yagami planning around L's fucking eventual demise or some shit. Like, somebody cares.
I agree. I agree. Like the execution in Last Jedi was not good, but I just like the ideas that were presented. Like I liked Kylo Ren becoming the Emperor. I liked Rey not having.
That would have happened with the way 7 was going, though. Anyway, to be fair.
Here's the thing.
I mean, would it? Because he brought Palpatine back.
I think the problem is.
I'm saying, like,
I think people's problem was Snoke. They wanted Snoke
the thing
to
is
be
with
good.
me is like when people are saying that like that Abrams tried to unfuck it or that there was no connective tissue from 8 to 7. I think that's incorrect from what I've seen so far. The same way where I think 9 was where if Abrams had been in there, it seems to me that Abrams wanted to change his ideas on the fly to something else to only suit what people like about older Star Wars instead of actually make his own cohesive vision or what any of the other directors wanted to do. That's what it seems to me.
For what? With 9 or 7?
Mainly 9. Like from
well, nine is obviously them trying to like unfuck the fuck up. So like that's
well, I don't even think it's like trying to unfuck the fuck ups in terms of fan enjoyment. In terms of what the storyline actually is, 8 having Ren kill Snoke makes sense for what 7 set up. It's just the execution of the moment was shit.
I'll agree with that. Sure.
There's not absolutely no carryover, but yeah, it's just like that's. It's like you have to understand that sometimes it's like I say, like I'll use another example. John having to take that long to like stop being a fucking annoying makes sense. People don't change that quickly, right?
Yep.
We still have to read this shit week to week.
Yep.
There's still real time. I have to wait between each chapter and then have to experience one chapter every week. You need to keep those things in mind. So my problem is, I actually had no problem with Snoke dying. That's not one of my problems with that movie. I don't care that Snoke died. Snoke ugly anyways. Fuck him. He's ugly. My problem again, I'm just like, oh, that's lame. Like he didn't sense that. And like. One of the big like questions was, oh, Snoke, all powerful guy, and you're like, who is this guy? And it's like we got no answers. He just died, and we just moved on. Kylo Ren actually wanted him to fucking pack him. Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. I'm not mad at that.
I remember when The Force Awakens first came out. I saw it with my friend, and like he was more of a Star Wars fan than I am. And like I was asking, I was like, man, who is Snoke? Like, is he like some type of Palpatine clone or something? He was like, nah, he's not. He's just some random nobody, like some random person who's strong in the dark side or whatever. I'm like, all right. I mean, that's cool. You know, I like that. Then just come to like then they Rise of Skywalker comes and it turns out he actually was a Palpatine clone. I was like, bruh.
It's just all the subplots in 8 were bad. And
the
overall plot, while it made sense,
did 8 or 9 have the casino shit? But I don't remember which one.
8 did.
Okay.
8 did. It was so bad. Wasting my time.
I don't think I hate it as much as other people do, but it's fucking boring.
Yeah, because here's
Stuff
here's
with
the big problem.
fleeing isn't good. The casino isn't good. The Luke and Ray stuff isn't good.
The code breaker. I'm just
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah, the biggest problem is that for some reason, as you said, Naya, you were saying that Ryan was trying to like sort of like, oh, look at how smart I am. It felt like he was trying to make like an Ocean's movie or something in the middle of a Star Wars film. It was like, oh, we're doing a chase scene, and oh, we still have to have the Jedi. Yeah, it seemed like he didn't care.
Space doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was getting the fact that lasted the entire movie. I was like, this is not Firefly. This is not Star Trek. This is Star Wars. We like, even if that's realistic, Star Wars is not realistic. So get the fuck out of here. I don't care about that. What a waste of good actress in what's her name? Yeah, because she's I've loved her since I first saw Jurassic Park back as a kid, right? So I'm like, what a waste of a good top tier actor.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's just like, and the opening scene even. I said, oh, that, and I think I mentioned it in your comments, Naya. It was like, basically, he didn't want to make Star Wars. He wanted to make an MCU movie. Rian Johnson wanted Robert Downey Jr. as Poe, and he wanted him to say all the lines they would say in an Iron Man film. I said, this never would have happened in the original trilogy. Never in a million years would an admiral on the deck of the Super Star Destroyer get a fucking X-Wing fighter in there fucking going, please hold. That shit never would have fucking flown. Darth Vader would be like, excuse me? Who the fuck? It just never would have happened, you know? Like, that was part of the problem, is that they were like, oh, the MCU is selling so well. Why? The humor. And he tried to plug that in, and he tried to do the action. And it's like, oh, well, let's have the Chinese chick or Korean chick hook up with the black guy and do, like let's make sure we get cover all our bases. Yeah, Rose. And they try to cover all their bases.
And he curved movie with that weird ground pilot thing, and the thing was
yes.
Yeah.
It
came from all the way across with no sense. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
and the throne scene apparently was actually poorly choreographed. I don't hate it. I don't think it's great.
Throne scene is awful choreography.
Yeah,
that has.
I had people. They broke it down. Like the guy was aiming at the blade, and one guy's like an NPC
one
just standing to get hit.
There was one guy in the background literally swinging at air.
Look at the way my weapon is moving. This is golden, right?
Like, look, I don't mind little mistakes like that in big epic productions and scenes. Like, if you look at like Lord of the Rings, which 3 movies extended and blah blah blah, you can find those little, oh, look at that extra in the background. He's not swinging anything. Blah blah blah.
Helms deep.
The whole maneuver was amazing, and how it goes against everything we know about space travel in the Star Wars universe. It literally shows.
Yeah, and then in Rise of Skywalker, that's a big middle finger once again. Is basically, oh yeah, that thing that Holland did, yeah, we can't do that. That shit's a million in one shot. Just so happened to work to solve the problem in the last movie, but no. I'm just like, wait, what? Like, because I actually like the idea that, well, if you go through hyperspace, because it was said in episode 4 in the first movie, it said you could end up literally smacking into an asteroid and stuff. So that makes sense that if you didn't plug in the coordinates, you would smack straight into something. That's why you need the proper coordinates, blah, blah, blah. But then they go and say, okay, we can do this, but then it's like, maybe that would work, maybe it wouldn't. I'm like, make up your fucking minds. Like, does it work or not?
Always boring, bro. Slowest fucking space chase he never showed. Shooting like one laser every 5. Like, that shit whack, bro.
And the one thing Star Wars fans have been waiting for years, at least I know I have, because I grew up on the original trilogy, and as a toddler, for Christ's sakes, I've been waiting to see Luke Skywalker back in a Star Wars film my entire fucking life. And what do I get? A version of Luke Skywalker, not in comics, not in books, not in video games. I get this fucking guy that even Mark Hamill went, yeah, no, this ain't me.
One episode of Mandalorian that Luke was in was better than that whole movie.
Yes, it was. That was my greatest. I was like, oh, that hallway scene. Yes, I was like, this.
Somebody doesn't even like Luke.
There you go. Like, I like Luke and stuff, and I mean, I've been waiting my whole life. Like, he's one of my old heroes.
Like any Skywalker, I think I hate all of them, even the ones who adopt a Skywalker name like Rey. Y'all suck.
What?
Only
You
Clone
know,
This
Wars
man
and
is a hater.
this
This
man
man
is a hater.
I like
Clone War. It's only a specific version of one of the characters that makes me care.
right?
That is it.
Like Anakin in Clone Wars is cool. Anything else, I don't give a damn.
I always liked Anakin. I didn't mind Anakin.
I don't dislike Vader, but I just see Vader.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for you. Like you're a victim. What is
Well,
that?
that's why.
Super hot fire. You're a victim. That's all I think when I see him. Like this thing is sad. He got no arms. His wife. He think his wife. I think his kid's dead. He can't even pack the fucking emperor no more. He just has a sad existence. That's all I think when I see him.
No, I actually I agree with that because did you know that one of the working titles when George finally was finishing the prequels, sequels and stuff or whatever, and then he was gonna release box sets and whatever, he considered calling it the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker would be the name of the Star Wars saga as a whole, all 6 movies, because it's literally his life.
That would have fit. That would have worked.
And that would have worked. 6 movies done. The tragedy of Anakin Skywalker. That's a perfect title. Done. I'm not saying I don't love all the extension stuff because I love the books and stuff like that. But we didn't need the sequels. Like, if you're gonna bring back, and now Carrie Fisher's dead, so like, what are you gonna do? Do it again? Like okay, we really fucked this up. Let's try again in 5 years.
Shout out Sam.
Aren't they going to the High Republic?
Yeah,
I don't care about that. I'm not even gonna lie.
No.
You see,
the only other era
you didn't see Luke hit the Nene in the trailer, bro.
Facts.
Yeah. The only other era I actually care about, like, I don't mind this stuff that's going on right now, the Mandalorian and stuff that stuff. Like, I don't mind that because it's still in the era of the movies, so I know the era pretty well. The only other era I've ever given a shit about, just because it was my introduction to like a whole different era. Yeah, I like the Old Republic era. I thought it was cool.
It's so
like
much cooler than canon Star Wars. It is.
Yeah, like I like Revan. Revan's the coolest Sith in my opinion, next to Vader.
Ever made.
Yeah, Revan is a 3-dimensional. He's awesome. I love Revan. I love the games. I love the storylines. Krea's a great, Darth Sion. Yeah, I like all that.
Jolie Bindo, that's my fucking boy.
Jolie Bindo. This man just coming in, acting like fucking. He's basically like he's like, hi, I'm at Kashyyyk. I'm basically living like Yoda. I am now Black Yoda. What's up? Yeah. And I love that he can't change his alignment. He can't really go. You can't change it.
A little bit. Tiny
yeah. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, this makes sense, Like, here we have a character he's like, yeah, the Jedi Order ain't hitting, but the Sith ain't right either. There's a balance here, He was talking Qui-Gon shit.
A Mass Effect movie by James Cameron would be lit. How about no?
Yeah, no. And if we're gonna make a Bioware movie, can we make a Dragon Age movie first, please?
I think James Cameron's overrated.
How about we do neither and let
True. I think a movie like with the Grey Wardens fighting like one of the older Blights would be kind of cool. Like if you didn't try to recreate the game storylines or anything, if you just did your own fucking thing, based on some of the codexes and shit, you could probably make a half decent film. I mean, it's not hard. It's medieval zombies versus knights in armor. Like, how hard can it be?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Good version of let's go Game of Thrones, but not shitty at the end.
You want to talk about Saga now, Naya? Because we already did. The Batman show was so short. It's like new movie.
Oh yeah, there's a new Batman coming out. I mean, what do you think you want to see in particular?
I mean, I know a lot of people want to see Mr. Freeze.
I don't hate it. I just don't hate it. Like,
yeah, I don't
that's
really.
My best answer for that. I just don't hate it.
Yeah, it's like I want Deathstroke, but I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah, that's what I want too, actually. What about you guys? I don't know if you guys have seen the movie yet. You haven't seen it?
I want Mr. Freeze. I've seen it. Seen it like 3 times, honestly.
Have you seen it,
Weaver? I haven't seen it. I heard that a lot of people are complaining it's long.
That's because cinema is dead, Griever.
Like, in my opinion, like it's one of like I can. It's one of the only movies where it's like there's no point in the movie for me personally where you can like just
Anything
not
else?
be paying attention. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to pay attention for the entire movie.
You know, it's because the reason people are complaining
That's
about
good.
length and tone of this is because they're brainwashed MCU fans, and MCU has
I
killed
haven't
cinema.
seen any complaints, low key. That's why I'm confused. But
I've seen
that
a
makes sense
I've
to
seen
me.
a couple.
small minority, and
Marvel
they
fans need like a joke every 6 seconds, so they're fucking
Yeah.
losers.
it's like Zoomers that have only seen the MCU. That's why I see.
That's another thing. Like to
Fair
me,
point.
the Batman was like to me the Batman was funny. Like it
Oh.
didn't have like in your face humor, but like the jokes that were in it, they hit. Like there was one moment where the commissioner, not Gordon, but like
Just revolted at that picture of that dude's head being eaten by rats. He's like, come
yeah,
on!
yeah, like what are you showing me, man?
I
But
even
like
think
there was that like at the beginning of
Penguin
the
was
movie,
funny. Penguin was funny.
yeah, he was.
Look,
Like the commissioner,
he
he
said
looks
El
at that
Rada.
like
You guys don't know.
looks at
He
Batman
started
and,
roasting their Spanish, bro. He was roasting that. He was going. That shit was funny, bro. So yeah. You want the?
I mean, I'm eventually I'm eventually gonna try to see the movie, but like I was like I had a choice pretty much. I was gonna see that or the JJK Volume 0 movie, and I was like, you know, I got my $8. All right, which movie do I want to see? And then I fucking
He picked the wrong. That's the wrong choice, my nigga.
No. I'll tell you what.
That's the wrong decision.
No.
You watch Juju Bada Budo on the beat?
I will tell you. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
I will tell you why it's the right choice. Very simply, is because you would know this. Growing up in Canada in the '90s, we didn't have no fucking animes in theaters.
No,
so now that I'm an adult, I got my own fucking job and money. When I see a series that I follow that I like, if the new Dragon Ball movie comes out in theaters, I want to go see that shit because it's a little pleasing to the kid in me. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna watch the Batman movie and be like, I was
feel
wrong.
that.
I apologize.
Yeah, and also
I really liked the JJK Zero movie. I love that movie, so I had no problem with it. So, but I mean, once again, I'm not saying I wouldn't go see the Batman movie in theaters. It's just
I'm actually kind of shocked you haven't seen it yet. I guess that's my thing. It's one thing to not see it that day, but it's like you didn't go after the fact.
On HBO Max.
It's on HBO. It's on Crave. I think for us it's Crave. I don't know.
I don't even like that.
Yeah, Crave.
It's on Crave. Like the day it dropped on the 18th of on April, I just I put the straw hat on immediately. I have it here in like 21 something p. Like so yeah.
Yeah. No, it's actually I'm behind on a few things right now that I've just been trying to catch up on stuff. So it is what it is, you know. Like I'll eventually see. I'm so behind in movies. I still haven't seen Spider-Man: No Way Home, and I still have yet to be spoiled by that shit.
I kind of got forced to watch that. I didn't want to see it. I actually think it's a very okay movie. So
that's fair.
But
as long as you don't spoil me on it, it's
I'm not
all
going
good,
to.
but,
I mean, I don't. You know what? I think it's hard to spoil comic book movies to me because I always know what you're trying to reference, and if you're just new, I probably don't like it anyway. So it's like,
yeah,
it's not a big deal to me. But real quick, I'll just speak about Saga real quick. It's finally back. I really want to say it was on hiatus since 2016. I don't think it's hyperbole, but maybe it just feels a lot longer than I thought it was. Saga is one of my favorite indie comics. I think it's a really good story. How does Brian K. Vaughan describe it? I think he says it's like. Does anyone remember how he described it? It's like The Runaways meets what? Did you say Romeo and Juliet in space meets like The Runaways, something like that? I can't remember how he described it. I don't know if that's an app comparison.
My brain went to 2001: A Space Odyssey plus Runaways, but I'm fairly certain that's wrong.
Something like that, but really good. The truth is, I haven't read a new issue since it came back. I won't lie to you, but I'm happy it's back though. I have to reread it. That's the problem. I want to reread it from the beginning again. I just haven't got the time and opportunity to do it. But if you haven't seen Saga, I recommend it. I don't think Gioni's here right now, but Gioni's somebody who ended up watching it after the fact. That's where I told him about it. He's really good. You have to always look at my list. I'm gonna probably make an updated one soon of like indie comics you gotta peep and check out and whatnot. But Saga is always on my list when I do it. So yeah, shout out to and this was like I remember the cover of the title, the issue, the first issue, the cover. I remember it was controversial because it has Alana breastfeeding on it,
Titties.
She's raw.
Titty out.
Titties.
That's why that Luke scene was goated. Titties raw.
Alien titty milk. That's all I have to say. I actually don't.
I just hated that
Is
scene.
there any comic book news or comic book anything that's happened recently that matters? I actually can't. I actually haven't had my ear to the ground.
Star-Lord is by now. That's all I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Aren't they going to animate that rape scene in the Invincible comic or whatever soon or something?
Wait, they are or aren't?
Somebody told me there's a rumor that they are gonna do
Better.
the animation. Yeah, I mean, sure.
If they don't animate that scene, then oh god.
I don't know. I haven't really caught up. I just catch snippets. I didn't really read it. I was just like, oh, a dude got raped by a hottie. Okay, all right. That's all I know.
That scene has to be animated. It's too important.
That's how I feel too. But like, I also don't know if it's gonna like. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know how to handle it. It's weird in this time.
Plus, I also needed to see all these nerds come out of the woodwork. Like, oh, he's not a real man. He got raped by a woman. I need it.
What the hell is that? Listen, if Ronda Rousey wants to have her way with me, I'm not an MMA fighter. I can't fight that bitch off. You know, how am I supposed to do that?
That's the Charlotte Lindland experience.
Big mama.
Give me the seed.
Well, she's got the kids to prove it. She got the numbers.
I'm saying, how many kids? Like 85 to like 90 or something? That womb is powerful.
Yeah, 86 kids, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's 86.
That's a feat, yo. But Glam.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Tell them about I'm gonna be right back, but tell them about Fables. Let them know.
Can I rage about Moon Knight first?
Actually, go ahead.
All right, so I'm just going to give a disclaimer for anybody who's actually seen it. I haven't watched the shit, but I'm going to tell you the reasons why I'm not and never going to.
Talk that talk, boy.
So,
let's go.
First of all, I'm not already opposed to MCU humor. The second reason is that suit looks fucking trash on my guy. Every comic iteration looks way better than that mummy-ass looking shit that he has on. And the third reason is the minute I saw that they changed the main perspective of the character to Stephen Grant, instead of it being Mark Spector, which is the actual, like, the mercenary side of the character is the most interesting part, and focusing through that lens while the other ones are ancillary, like, personalities to look through, turned me off in such an immense way. I was like, no, I'm not peeping this. It was the only Disney Plus MCU show that I had any mild interest in, because he's my favorite Marvel character of all time. And then it was just like boom, 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 bunch of shit that I didn't like. I was like, all right, this is constant thing the MCU does, where they go for what's going to make the most money or be the most popular with casuals, and not actually cater to good storytelling, or storytelling that was good and other people can view as good because it's popular. And there's my spiel. Fuck that.
Good spiel. Good spiel. Not gonna lie, good spiel.
They said hating without love it, without watching. Love to see it. Sometimes the hate hit harder when you don't actually know. You don't actually.
I'm not peeping it, man. The first immediate turn up, dude, when he literally looked like a mummy with a hood on, I was like, dog, what the fuck are we doing?
What was he cooking?
He said, "Come on, dog."
I gotta look that up now. That's gonna be funny. I thought I saw a shot and it looked like the Nightingale armor from
and
fucking.
He looks lame. Just compare what he looks like to that show to what he looks like in the current run, which is also like, finally, Marvel has found a banger in post 2010.
Oh wow! No, that doesn't look good at all.
Yes.
No, I agree.
I'm feeling here too. Read Jed McKay's Moon Knight on right now. That shit is actually really fucking good, and the artwork is incredible.
Why did they do that?
Moon Knight's
what?
I didn't know that was out. Wait, Isaac, whatever Poe is Moon Knight?
Yes.
Yeah, Poe is Moon Knight.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was gonna peep it, because I actually like him as an actor and stuff. So
okay. So like, I'm not trying to. I am trying to throw straight. I lied. This looks like a CW outfit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
does.
gonna post. I'm gonna post. Hold on. This does not
It
look
looks
good to me.
trash.
Does not look good
Though
to me.
I did like the first season of Arrow. I will say that.
Also, shout out Legends of Tomorrow getting canceled. That's another thing that happened.
Oh, I didn't know that. Good. Justice for all.
We need to cancel Flash, the movie and the show.
Yes.
Yeah, the movie.
Anything
The
that
news.
takes
The
5
news
minutes.
about the movie is not moving me. I'm unmoved. Yeah, this looks.
No,
awful.
here's the only reason I would see the Flash movie is because Michael Keaton is back as Batman, so I don't give a fuck. I gotta see
Oh
it.
yeah, you're okay. That's different.
Nah, can you throw up a picture of the current Moon Knight runs outfit next to that, just to illustrate my point?
Oh, next to it. I'm sorry. I'll put it
Yeah, because you remember, I think you might have the tweets that I had showing him.
You trusted me to know things and remember things.
Nah, you don't. Nah, that's
It's just
fine. Well, I can't remember the artist's last name is like Capuccio or something like that. I don't remember his first name.
Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah,
okay,
no.
yeah. I found it then. Capuccio.
Yeah.
McKay, Capuccio, Rosenberg. Probably this one. He looks cold in this picture. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
This is my territory. This is my mission. I'm the Moon Knight.
The man literally, I'm just to illustrate of why this run is raw. The man literally has essentially the Marvel version of the House of Mystery from DC now.
No.
Look at that shit compared to.
I'm definitely gonna go with this one. Yes, the Superior. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why they went with the bandage look.
Mummy had asked because
Egypt, mummy, the casuals will understand it.
I guess I don't know. That's pretty stupid. And the fact that the cape is still like got that shit too on it, you know. Like not that it would be more forgivable, but it
Where's
just
all the
it
money
just
from
seemed...
the rat from all the things you guys stole and simulated? So.
You know, that's my
Spawn
spiel.
energy.
That's
That's
on
like
that
mum's
show.
hoodie and not in the cool way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I liked the Spawn movie. I'll admit that. The old fucking Spawn movie. It wasn't that bad.
That's fine.
It was campy, but it was good.
All right.
Fable 2.
Do the thing.
All right, so I've only read one of the 4 compendiums so far. I have the second one, and I have to get started on that. But so far, I gotta say I am thoroughly impressed with Fables at the point that I'm in the story. I think I'm about, what is it, like 80 something issues in. This shit's raw, man. I love the way that Bill Willingham uses a lot of like major Fable characters and minor ones, and sort of, I don't usually like saying this, but modernizes them. That's like just the way it is in terms of the setting that it's in. But this shit's really fucking good.
It was a very interesting way to see like some of the brothers. Is it Brothers Grimm? Has it been a while since?
Yes. Yes, Brothers Grimm.
Seeing some of their fairy tales and whatnot come to life and like the thing. It's just like the closest thing I could think of before that was kind of like in some ways I guess Shrek, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Shrek
to
did it.
have a story told with these characters in a way like this, I really thought was super fascinating. I don't even remember. No, I think it was my boy my boy Chris actually. Because it's around the time I was getting into Image. Now he had there. You know what it was, Glam? It was the cover was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it happened just kind of
Fables are beautiful covers.
You know when you open a book, just be like, let me just, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like I read the whole book. That's how I got into Fables. It's been so long though. Like it really has been. And Fables has a plethora of side stories and ancillary stories that go across and blah blah blah. Plus, it's also multimedia. If you add
Wolf Among Us.
I almost said Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf Among Us. So there is a lot of information for me to remember, and I've never revisited the material, so it's not fresh in my head. But Fables was one of my favorite. It's definitely like I'll say top. If I did a top 30 like comic books ever, Fables would probably make it.
Yeah, Honestly,
Nice.
like I even enjoy some of the ways that he doesn't use like for essentially popular version of the characters like Disney ones. Like Snow White, for instance, is not even the Brothers Grimm version. It's the original German take on the fairy tale because he has Rose Red in the Fable story.
That's true.
And there's a whole plot line about how
Right.
Rose is upset that because in this verse, the level of immortality that the Fables all have and defense they have is based on their popularity.
Mhm.
And Snow White, as a very popular character, has a lot of that with her, and her sister has none because nobody knows who the fuck Rose Red is. And Rose Red is I honestly say, one of the more fascinating characters in the story. But another one that's lesser known that I really like is Boy Blue, because he has his whole adventure through the homelands trying to kill the Emperor and the main villain and meeting Little Red Riding Hood in there. That shit is awesome. Love Boy Blue. And another two characters I did not expect to like as much as I do. Cinderella and Prince Charming. Cinderella
Nice.
is raw, and Prince Charming is the best kind of dickhead character to just enjoy the man being an asshole. He is such a prick, but I love it.
Yeah, he's a goat.
I'm gonna put that on my list because I've always been fascinated by mythologies and the Brothers Grimm and stuff like that. And every time there's an interpretation, I always give it an honest try.
Dude, when you find out who the main villain is, Griever,
Yeah.
you'll be blown away.
Well, see that's what I like about things. Like I've seen Brothers Grimm done before, as we've said. Like we've seen it in Shrek. There was the TV series Grimm. There was Once Upon a Time. There was
That's
it's been
what I was
done
trying to
before.
remember. Once upon a time, because my sister used to fuck with that in my backyard.
That show's gas.
Yeah. I liked that show. I really did, and I liked Grimm. But the problem with Grimm was it was one of those. My biggest problem is it was like Lucifer. I loved the Lucifer show, but one of the biggest problems is that I am so sick and tired. I've grown up my whole life with cop dramas and detective dramas. Like I understand Castle, love it. Rookie, love it. Lucifer, love it. I get it, but they're all basically Criminal Minds, blah blah blah. But they're all just detective shows. I'm done. I've seen enough of them.
It starts off like sort of this noir detective drama, and then it just turns into something completely different. And it's so.
Well, that's it. I'm not saying I won't give it a shot. Like if that's the case, like I still watched all the seasons.
I mean, it's literally like the first 5 issues is noir stuff.
Oh well, yeah. See, that won't bother me. I'll get through that. No
setting gets way fanciful after like 10 issues.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Like I'll put that on the watch list. As I said, I'm behind. As I said, I haven't even seen the Batman. I am judging me over there.
Another character I didn't expect to like is the witch from Hansel and Gretel, Frau Tottenkinder. That bitch is raw.
But see, that's what I like when you have a not a stereotype necessarily, but an assumption about who you're gonna like, who you're not gonna like. You bringing up the witch, perfect example of that in One Piece. Brûlée, perfect example. I fuck with Brûlée now ever since the Katakuri shit. But when we first introduced her, we hate the Wicked Witch of the West, right? And it's like no, but I get her 110%, and I'm totally behind her when it comes to after we find out all the shit in Whole Cake. So I'm like, yeah. So that's when you were bringing up characters like, oh, I didn't expect to like this character. It's like, yeah, we base our assumptions off stuff, and then it's really
They're fables I don't know anything about. Like there's other ones like from I did not expect to see damn near the entire cast of Jungle Book in this story. Like Mowgli,
there you go.
A really important figure. There's an entire basically issue of Shere Khan being a major villain at one point. Like, and there's also other ones. I'm expecting to maybe see. There's way, and also it's like the way that these characters interact with like human history. Like humans don't know they exist or are real or anything like that.
Right.
That's
like another one is like Jack, who climbs the beanstalk. Very important character in this.
What about James and the Giant Peach, though?
Get this man out.
You saying that is funny because who the fuck when I was reading that asked me if fucking Maggie and the Ferocious Beast was in that? I'm like, are you serious? I said, great googly moogly. You think that's all right, man? That was. I won't lie to you. Some of my friends have done this. A lot of stupid ass shit. I cannot. Whatever.
Also, I think
good night, Mo.
it really makes the
Okay,
what would you
bonsoir.
say the art style is, Niall? It's like more like 80s
Mhm.
80s DC art style, but it was made in the early 2000s, right?
Sorry, repeat that. Sorry.
What do you? I'd say the art style is like 80s DC ish.
Oh, for sure.
But it was made in the early 2000s, and I
Yeah,
think it really
they definitely
I-
emulated the older comic book style within the page of the book for sure. Because even look at her
I-
there, like the way it's the way it's drawn. If you look closely at the I think they have the dotted. I might be right for the dotted part though, but
I mean, you can literally just look at the picture of snow on the stream, and that should give you an indication.
I'm blind. Didn't help. Resolution. I'll blow it up.
I would go even far. I'm just looking at some screenshots of it. Just not
I
trying to
should also
spoil myself.
clarify that the main character of the story is also the big bad wolf. For anybody who is in the chat.
See, I would actually say this even goes back as far as like old 70s, because I get like some 70s Batman comics and stuff, and
It reminds me mainly of how long Halloween looks. That's the premise.
yeah,
Reminds me of.
yeah. The coloring looks very modern, but the style and the way they're shading is very very old style comics to me.
I think the artist is Mark Buckingham, I want to say.
Okay.
It looks like Mark Buckingham, nigga.
17th in line to the throne of England.
That being said, wait, who just hopped in? Oh, it's Vince.
Vince. Yeah.
What's up, my friend, my brother?
Yo, what's
I'll
good?
I'll have more to talk about when I actually finish the series.
I didn't know what I hopped into, so I'll just let you know.
Frame one broadcast. We're talking about Star Wars.
Watchtower.
Talked
Frame
about
one.
the sequel of Batman. Is there anything about the sequel you want to talk about? You want to see? You can chime in.
Yeah.
And then comic book stuff. Right now we're kind of.
Yes. I need him to go 2 for 2. I need. With Glam, me and Glam, and you talked about this. I need Deathstroke on the scene.
Yes, sir.
Damn. But yeah,
Twitter needs to get their hard-ons for Court of Owls under control, please.
That does not need to be the second movie. They are insane. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, I don't want to.
I think I'll be mad if it's Court of the Owls. I don't think I would.
I honestly would too.
And again, that doesn't work with just Batman. It's not the same. You need the Bat family. Don't work, bro. You need the Bat family to
I want Mr. Freeze.
Oh, I agree 100%. You need the Bat family at some point. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm talking about specifically for the Court of Owls. It doesn't work without the Bat family. It's stupid. So, yeah. I don't. We'll just see what happens. Like, I'll just wait and see. Like, It's Batman. I'm not a Batman guy like that, even though I like the movie. So I'll just see what happens. I'll take what I get. I just hope it's not the Joker. I think I'll throw up.
I really hope that he's gonna essentially be his version of Hannibal Lecter. For anybody who's actually seen Hannibal Lecter the movie,
you told me about this. Yes, I remember. Like he'll talk to him, kind of like I guess the way he talks with the Calendar Man in the Long Halloween.
In Long Halloween, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's I think that's probably actually what it's based off a little bit.
That would work.
If I want my good Batman at this point, I'm just gonna replay the Arkham games because I get my villains, I get my storylines, I get all my characters. I'm good.
I'm not mad at that. I like the Arkham games. They're not perfect, but I like them.
No,
this is
the voice acting from the original series.
This is in my opinion the best live action Batman movie though.
Really.
Originally, I was saying it was cause my favorite of the Nolan trilogy is Batman Begins, but I know what the Nolan trilogy is. I'm not confused about it. I know it's a realistic take on like what happened with Batman, blah blah. Never loved it the way other people did, but I always like Batman Begins. But after I've seen it 5 times at this point. This is a better movie in my opinion. And I've seen Batman Begins since seeing this movie. Actually, I've seen the trilogy since seeing this movie. So it's not like I like recency bias. Like I'm like no, this is a better movie. This is the best one.
I'll definitely peep it. I'll be surprised if it's. I won't be surprised if I really like it and like it more than most of the Batman films. I'll be sort of surprised if I like it better than all the Nolan movies. You know,
I think it does everything.
I'm not a huge Nolan trilogy stan the way the rest of the world is. So
I didn't really like the third one.
It's not that's the to me they get worse by the movie. By my person.
Yeah, I would argue that. You know, but See, once again, I am one of the I'm one of the sheeple that's sold on the Heath Ledger performance. Like that shit was.
Speaking of, one of my friends who actually decided he watched the Batman and watched Dark Knight recently, and he was talking to me about I had told him essentially how, because me and Naya and Vincent talk about this all the time, where Heath Ledger's Joker is like great performance, but the character is literally just like a terrorist who isn't funny and not the Joker. And
true.
He
true.
watched the movie and he was like, you were right.
Oh, I agree 100%. My version of the Joker will always be Mark Hamill's Joker from the 90s.
It's
That'll always be my
it's
Joker.
not even close. The Mark Hamill portrayal is just, it's the best, and probably
it's the
never gonna
best.
be topped.
No. Like, I don't understand why they don't tell Mark to, like, hey, can we slim you down by, like, 20, 25, 30 pounds, and then just put him in makeup?
Body. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Like, I never understood why they have yet to do that, It's ridiculous.
They could literally do what Darth Vader was. Have a dude in the suit and then have James Earl Jones voice actor over it.
Exactly. Here's what you do. You get Willem Dafoe in the fucking makeup, and then you just have fucking Mark Hamill dub over the voice.
Well, if it's Willem Dafoe, you might want to let the man actually act in that case.
You can let it. Yeah, you can let him do that too. Like, once again, if I can't have Mark Hamill, I'll take Willem Dafoe.
You gotta have somebody that's like a nobody be the actual body. And then
that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, no, I'll be excited to see it. It's not like I'm not going to see it, but I'm so behind on my movies right now. You know what? I made a mistake. I started trying to catch up on animes and fucking TV shows, and then all of a sudden it was like I already watched like 3 hours of TV. I got shit to do. You know what I mean? So I like literally have no time to. Like, I still want to go see Sonic 2 and stuff. Like,
if you heavily take notice of things like cinematography and music in films, then this movie's gonna be for you, because Nolan's verse, I can't remember a single song from those movies. Just this one Batman film, I can remember 4 different themes off the top of my head that work very well throughout the whole thing.
Oh, that's great then. Yeah. I'm not as focused on cinematography as some people, but I need my score to be hitting.
The intro of the Batman movie, that shit hits.
Nice.
That shit fucking hits.
Because it's literally it's 4 different songs played throughout the whole thing in different variations. And it's Batman's theme, Catwoman's theme, Riddler's theme, and then a Nirvana song.
Let's go. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
What?
We're talking about the music.
Oh. Continue.
I'm crying. Why y'all making this so awkward?
No, it's my fault. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm waiting for Nia. I'm like, I was going to say something profound, and he's not even fucking paying attention. So
I'm texting.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, bro, they just.
I was texting. That's my fault. That's on me.
They don't know how to carry the rest of this conversation. They waiting on you, Mr. Topic Giver.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I was waiting for a response because he said what, and then I told him what, and then I thought he was going to say something or response.
I was like, oh, I don't know no music.
He left y'all out there to dry. Y'all had no lifeboat. Just drowned out there.
We'll just, I guess not. That's what I'm.
Naya out there trying to swipe right on some Tinder shit and just ignoring the fuck out of us. That's all that's going on.
Tinder?
You can't do that no more.
He is a family.
And I wasn't a Tinder man anyways. I'm a cold approach type of nigga. That's not true.
Yeah,
I'm an IRL type of nigga though.
Oh, there you go.
They can't hide behind their nonsense in person. They gotta talk. They gotta learn.
I will agree with that. I don't know how people do it nowadays. I really don't like that. Like online dating.
I don't like
shit.
it, but also I don't think I'm cool online. Like, I think I'm cooler in person. So it's just like I think I come across a lot better in person than I do online. So
that's ironic because I think I come across better online than I do in person. But I would much rather go to a bar, and meet somebody than try to do it online.
But I think it's because we're a little old school. Like, I don't. And like, I don't know, not to get into this, but just like you're not winning on Tinder, bro. Like you're a man 1,062 that swiped whatever direction. I can't remember which way made you.
This is why I use a real dating site like eHarmony.
No, I use Christian Mingles.
No, Christian Mingles.
Christian Mingles is the wave, all right? Because I'm a religious person. Obviously, we all know this. that I'm deeply religious, and you guys, we all know that I love God and I read the Bible every day, go to church every Sunday.
You know
It's
that
all
that
factual.
Jeebus guy? He raw.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do my old man's joke now. You gotta go, well, I was trying to get laid on christianmingle.com and they were all judging me. I don't understand it.
That's good. I like that.
Can't have sex? What's
I like
going on?
I like that.
And then my mother just rolls her eyes and goes, "You haven't gotten laid since your brother was born, so what's new?" Oh
my god!
It's like, fuck. my mom don't fucking hold back when my dad's being a fucking dick.
Got his ass.
Yeah.
Dang.
I only use good KG as Wyland.
Grinder. What's the other one? Omegle?
What is Grinder? Wait,
Omegle, bro.
Is that one where they don't spell with the E with the R? What is
GRINDR?
Yeah, what is that? Is that just another Tinder?
For gay guys. That's what it is.
Oh, it's for gay guys. Oh,
yeah.
Well, maybe I'll have better luck on there. My wife's not putting out, Who knows?
I will never be in a sexless relationship. I'll leave.
Yeah, no shit, eh?
I'll walk right out. I said,
yeah.
So when I won't get here, I'll get out there, and I'm out.
Yep. No, that's absolutely right.
So the thing that I want to speak about on Smallville actually was but the special Blu-ray that my girlfriend got me for Smallville actually has a lot of like really dope behind the scenes stuff. It had like certain interviews and like Geoff Johns was speaking about how we conceptualize like justice and some of the episodes that he worked on and things of that nature. And I just thought it was like pretty cool looking back on the making of Smallville and some of the things they had to endure and stuff. Because I vaguely remember this, but I forgot that even after getting a lot of success, I think I want to say the 6th season. Was it the 6th season I saw it? They got a budget cut, right? And I'm like, wow, like to be doing so good, making certain money and get that budget cut, like it totally sucks. But even seeing a lot of the deleted scenes, I thought was really cool. I didn't know they had this many deleted scenes. One of my favorite ones that I saw, because they completely obviously they kind of scrapped it, is the way that they actually introduced Clark to Martian Manhunter, which I thought was very interesting because they made him. I would argue they made Martian Manhunter a lot more of a human Martian in this, but in the version that he's introduced with his Oreos, back when Martian Manhunter was like Oreo merchant, he actually completely is like reading Clark's mind and doing the things that you usually see Martian Manhunter do, because it's an earthly tradition or like whatever to like teach him to like not read people's mind because it's like an invasion of privacy. But that's very normal on Mars. That's how they communicate, right? So they actually had that in this, because he doesn't really use any mind abilities in Smallville, except there's an episode where a phantom that is more of a cerebral alien takes over Clark's body and tries to make him think that he's crazy, that he's not Kryptonian, he's not his name's not Kal-El, and it's like the whole point of this phantom is to take over Clark's body by making him believe he's actually insane and in a mental asylum and go through this procedure. But Martian Manhunter is in his head too, telling him to believe. That's the closest thing we got to his like mental abilities. So I actually like that. I think there was a middle ground they could have found that would have worked, but I like that he's like, he just says something. Clark is like, how could you know that? He's like, telepathy is a very natural Martian ability. A lot of us can do it. And I was like, oh shit, that's clean. I liked it. That's all. That's all I have to say about that. So yeah.
Go John Jones.
I'll say right now, I definitely like the fact that you're like me now. If you get a fucking like a set that has like the interviews or the documentary, you watch the special features shit on something that you enjoy.
Never get me and Griever in a room talking about the fucking making of Lord of the Rings at all, because you'll probably
shit.
I mean, I'd be interested to know, but I think Vince is also a pretty big Lord of the Rings fan, if I remember correctly.
Oh man, I watched that shit.
Lord of the Rings is the greatest thing of all time.
You know what story we're gonna tell every time? Sean Bean climbing up the mountain because he's scared of getting on helicopter.
Because he couldn't get on a fucking helicopter. Or hey, did you know that Viggo broke his toe in this?
In that scene, it just kept going because he's goated.
You know that scene? Yeah.
How he bought the horse that he trained with.
He does that in every film. Every time he fucking gets on a horse in a film, he buys the fucking horse.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's wrong.
He's like, this horse is my dog. I'm keeping this thing, and he just walks away with them.
The stable with the horse to train it because they have to have the scene where the horse has to.
Oh, and the person who trained Arwen's horse or something like that.
He bought that horse for her.
He bought that horse for her, and it was a ridiculous amount of money because they didn't want to sell it to him. And he's like, "Watch, you know how much money I have? Watch me. Trust me, you won't turn down that money." He paid like an obscene amount of money, and just is like, "No, I'm just she's awesome. I'm giving it to her."
All the tattoos, the cast master.
I want you guys to keep going for a second, but just to revert, I love behind the scenes and making of certain things. There's a lot of times that I've said this before, where I enjoy how something was created more than the final product. I think Kubo and the Two Strings is a phenomenal stop animation movie. I love it. Leica Studios. They also did Coraline and stuff. I think how they made that movie is 10 times more interesting than the final product itself. It's so cool. It's the coolest shit. It's one of the coolest shit I've ever seen. I fucking love it.
So. You know what? Me and my wife watched Coraline. Neither one of us really cared for it, but as you said, the making of was so much more interesting. I was more invested watching a documentary about making this film than the fucking film turned out. It was like, what?
Because it's like they're literally like taking them and moving them by like inch by inch to like what the that's too much work. I'm not doing it.
It's like
imagine, Griever, if we showed this dude just the talk about how they played with perspective for both the Hobbits and the practical effects for the cities and shit. Just a bit.
Oh hell. There's so many stories. See, and you know what's crazy is that on the extended edition DVD set and on the extended edition Blu-ray set, they have a lot of similar stuff, but some of it's different. There's some different documentaries. There's some different little interviews. Like, oh, that interview from the Blu-ray is actually extended by 2 minutes in the DVD, but it's not there. Like,
we could talk about how they literally hired, 300 cavalrymen for the Pelennor Fields charge. Like, all the
random ass dudes.
No, women too. They put beards on the women.
I just meant random ass people. I apologize.
Yeah, it was just random ass people. They made them look like men because that's that's just the verse.
No. They hired the New Zealand cavalry, actual horse riders and shit. Yeah, they got them.
Showed the male actors on close-ups because that's just the verse.
What? Just out of curiosity, because I want to say this. I've never had smoke with Lord of the Rings in terms of when I read them. I thought these were very well written. It was around the time that I wasn't particularly a fan of high fantasy, medieval type stuff like this. I wasn't a fan. I like it now, but back when I first kind of experienced it, I wasn't into that. Kind of the same way I wasn't really into magic and stuff the way I was for that's I wasn't a huge. Oh, what the fuck? That's dirty as hell. You did it on purpose, boy. Sorry. Shit. Star Wars, magic, Hogwarts. I wasn't a huge Harry Potter fan. My friends were like, it's cool. I always thought Lord of the Rings was one of those things. I'm like, I think objectively speaking, it was great. Didn't love it myself, but I have not revisited it at all as a girl, even as really as a teenager or as an adult. So I'm sure my opinion on it now would be a lot different, including The Hobbit, because The Hobbit I didn't even finish the first movie. I couldn't finish it. I thought I was bored to tears, honestly.
Honest to God, there's no real reason to watch those 3 movies when you can read the whole book in a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
And the book.
But my question to you guys is what got you into Lord of the Rings and why do you love it so much?
I haven't read The Hobbit since 7th grade.
I think I watched Fellowship one time as a kid, then I read all the books and then watched all the movies.
Okay.
And then I was just absorbed.
What's the thing about it that appeals to you the most? If you could pinpoint something.
I mean, Tolkien. Honest to God, I don't know if there's a single author in the past century who's better at world building than he is.
Okay, world building.
Straight up.
Agreed.
Okay.
I mean, the memes.
Singular author, because creative teams can do a bit more.
Right,
one person on
memes.
their own.
But even then, you take any fantasy story in the last 100 years,
modeled off that,
and every single one of them are either they say Tolkien inspired or they're lying, one or the other, because he invented everything. He invented orcs. He invented the fucking modern version of elves being immortal, all that shit. But before then, what they had? Christmas elves before 1937. So they did not have
his intention for Lord of the Rings was making a British, like a fully British folktale. But he's a huge
Well,
mythology and linguistics buff. 'Cause
That's right. He wrote
before
the
he did Lord of the
dictionary, for
Rings.
Christ's sake. He literally wrote the dictionary. He
Yeah,
wrote V and X of the
Yeah,
dictionary.
before he did Lord of the Rings, his claim to fame was that he had made the first popularized translation of Beowulf that people read. And he was a linguistics professor, and he didn't like that King Arthur was always associated with Britain because it's actually French.
French, yeah. And he was like, he didn't just like that. He was frustrated that, like, literally, other than the only real mythology in Britain was King Arthur, and it was French, and he was like, well, so it's not even really ours, and he got very frustrated by that.
And then he made this, like, and when I talk about his world building, there's one thing I always talk about, just not even in terms of culture and places and history and all this stuff. The man made 3 entire languages and then made separate dialects for human and Elvish after that.
Yep.
Entire languages he made.
Yep. He made languages just because he could.
You can speak those languages now if you learn them.
Well, the cast had to learn them.
Yeah,
the cast can speak Elvish.
They're not just saying
Who was?
Because
who was the actor for Saruman? Because he played Count Dooku in Star Wars.
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee, who plays Count Dooku in Star Wars.
He can speak Elvish before he was in the
Elvish and Black speech fluently, and he watched and read Lord of the Rings once a year. Like, he was a huge fan.
He met Tolkien.
Wasn't Saruman's death cut out of one of the movies?
Yes.
In, like,
It's in the
the
extended
theatrical release.
It's in the extended, yeah.
The movies change, honestly. They change a lot, but it's good a lot. Like, that's
The way I view it is that like, if we like look at what the Hobbit did,
that's the way.
Yeah. If you take the Hobbit, right? Like, and here's the weirdest part is that at the end of the day, this is all Lord of the Rings stuff. He wrote, if you look, like, I have a copy from 1939, my father's copy of The Hobbit, and that copy puts ages 6 or 5 and up on it. Like, it's a children's story. And that just goes to show you how sad it is, because people say Lord of the Rings is hard to read. And it's like, wait a minute now. Tolkien wrote this in the mind of children reading it. Like, that was my bedtime story. My dad didn't read me. I mean, he read me, like, little critters and, like, fairy tales and Disney movies, blah, blah, blah. But he would sit me down and he'd read a couple chapters of The Hobbit to me. That was my fairy tale. Yeah.
I mean, like, literally, you can read, if you take a day to read, you can read The Hobbit in a day. Like, it is.
Yes,
it's very
it's not that hard. See, people, you know what people don't like about it is because we've been, I don't know, conditioned is the right word, but nowadays, if it's not written in a very Harry Potter, he said, she said, this is what they do, he said, she said, a very easy to read, like a lazy writing to be able to read for easy readers. If it's actually good writing, then it's like, oh my God, this is too complicated for my kids.
The best way to describe his writing style, it's like a modern version of how Shakespeare would write. Like, that's the way I would imagine Shakespeare would write in, like, 1930-ish. That's the way I imagine, like, he would write.
Yeah, because he didn't believe in the whole idea. Well, I taught your
trash.
kid.
Yeah,
I'm not poetic either.
Yeah, his poetry. Like, he has lots of poems and, like, songs, but his poetry is not good. Tolkien's poetry.
Whoa!
It can't be perfect everywhere from the writing side.
Wait. Tip the glass and crack the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. I don't give a fuck. That song is hitting. These dwarves are destroying his fucking house, and all they're doing is singing about all the shit they're gonna do. I don't give a fuck. That shit was awesome.
You hated Edgar Allan Poe in school? Why? That's cool. He's fine.
Quoth the Raven, nevermore.
What about you, Vince?
Oh, yes.
I've never actually really speaking to Vince about Lord of the Rings like that. I don't know if he's here. I don't think he might be muted or deaf. Let me check. Is he? Yes, he is.
I have to check and see if I still remember the script on the One Ring.
Alan, you said you don't. You're like me. You're just whatever. You don't really.
Oh, and Black Speech?
I like the games.
I knew how to say
I like the games.
I can start it. Ashnaz. Ashnaz. Yeah, I can say that.
Hey, what did you say about Mom? I'm joking.
Well, listen, I said something about your mother, but you have no idea what it was because it's in, you know.
My favorite.
I'm about to study up.
Niall will literally be that like Light or someone from Death Note, like studying like crazy. I'll take a potato chip and eat it just to figure it out. You call my mother a what? Come to him 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, it's like, hey,
I didn't like that. I know what you said. I didn't like that.
I remember my favorite part of that. Was, I think it was like Agburzum Ishi Cream Patul. I think that's the way you said it.
You said
pretty close.
You said
I think
Patul.
Yeah. I think that part was a little off. I think there's a different letter there. Anyways, yeah. I never got to learn. I tried, but I never learned.
Like you can the way he literally makes notes. If you read the Silmarillion, which is like,
oh yes, trust me, that's
there are literally notes on how to pronounce like verbs and nouns and
or in the appendices too.
Yep.
In Return of the King, they have that too.
Yeah,
but what I liked
how many
about that
is it? It's like 12.
No, there's 8 A through K.
A, yeah, that's like 15-ish.
Yeah, something like that. But some of them are short.
Yeah,
like one has the tale of like I got Baron and Luthien in hardcover. I like that book.
They made that a series, and actually faithfully, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I would love to see Baron and Luthien like done. That'd be good.
I'd love to see Baron and Luthien. I'd love to see Turin Turumbar.
Yeah. You know what's great? Like, just to explain to Naya really quick, you know what I loved about Baron and Luthien is like this dude was doing tropes long before like the mangas, the animes and shit did it. Like he was setting the bar. Like Luthien is basically, she's an elf, okay? But she's so fucking gorgeous that when she fell in love with a dude and fucking and then the dude died, like they saved the world, blah blah blah, evil king, blah blah blah, and the dude dies. She's so fucking gorgeous that because he dies, she starts crying, and the gods that have never been moved in their life before or ever since are like, it's too. It's, yeah, it's so.
The gods over there sipping.
Yeah, they literally say that her basically not smiling and her crying is the most devastating thing that's ever happened on Earth. And so they fucking bring her back. Bring him back.
There's some guy in the corner like, hey, my entire family like blew up the other day. Like, what do you mean?
They're not raw like she is. Get out of here.
But gods, she's beautiful.
Yeah. The cool thing is about Lord of the Rings, the gods necessarily, there's not really God. Well, there's one god, but he doesn't really interfere. He's interfered like twice.
It's a very interesting way that he sort of mixed like Judeo-Christian monotheistic with polytheism as well.
Yes. And I love how he showed the aspect of greed. He's like, listen, dudes, you guys can have the entire Earth. Don't sail west.
Oh yeah, I should
what
also
do those motherfuckers do?
The theme heads love Tolkien too, and this time they're actually justified in doing it because the man has a lot of them.
Yeah, because all he told man to do, he's like, listen, we created man. It's fantastic. He goes, here's the deal. Heaven is on Earth, and I love that song too. But heaven is literally just an island on Earth. You could sail to heaven, but he's like, do not sail to heaven. If you sail westward and you leave that shoreline, you know, shit gonna happen. What do fucking stupid humans do? Try to sail west.
Because Satan told them to.
Yeah.
Actually, not even Satan. Satan's servant told them to.
Satan's bitch told them to. Satan's bitch. That's what's hilarious when people like start reading shit about the Silmarillion. They're like, wait a minute. You telling me that Lord of the Rings, the greatest story ever told, that you telling me that the big bad guy in that is Satan's bitch? He's not even the real big bad? It's like, fuck no. He's not even close. There's like 17 of them. You're fine.
Yeah, that shit raw.
Yeah, it's pretty. And I love how he left shit unanswered. Like, you know how everyone's all like, "Oh my god, Wikipedia page. Oh, I need the answer. What's this guy's backstory and super blah blah blah." It's like blue wizards. Yep, there are 5 wizards in Middle Earth. We don't know where the fuck the blue ones went.
We're not talking.
I actually think that
not doing it.
I actually think that that's a underappreciated point of writing now, is that everybody always wants answers for everything.
Open-ended
like some
can be masterful.
Yeah.
They've done well.
Yeah,
That's
like
why
they
it
did
is
I
one.
was asking what you think about Lord of the Rings, like specifics. I don't know if he's undeafened, so I assume he's here. But
Oh, what happened? Oh, my bad. I'm running 2 laptops. I'm doing shit.
Naya was asking what are your thoughts on Lord of the Rings.
No, I was asking
Oh,
like I never really spoken to you about it, but like
Yeah.
what's the reason that you love it so much? Or how'd you get into it?
it is literally the first piece of fiction that like really spoke to me. I saw it when I was like 5 or 6 in the movie theaters, and that's like the first thing I can remember seeing in the movie theaters, other than like the first Spider-Man. And yeah, it's the whole thing that's like based everything I like fantasy about elves and magic and the adventure and the just all that's based off Lord of the Rings. If I never saw that, who knows if I would care about any of the shit I care about today. So
As,
credit to Lord of the
as,
Rings for
as
everything.
a man who respects the origins of storytelling,
Yeah.
like this
You,
is honestly
yeah.
your alley for the
You,
most.
you got to put the respect on the goddamn name because this is the grandfather of everything. It's like,
It's literally like Tolkien is to fantasy what Tezuka is to manga. Like that is
yes,
literally the best comparison I can give.
Like I tried to read some of the books, but I was really young, so there's no way I was actually reading that the
That's what
way
I
probably was
actually
supposed
did.
to
I
be
read them.
interpreted.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
did.
like I need
did
to read them
too.
again now because
Yeah,
like
that's
I
what I
touched
was
that shit when I was
saying.
like 9, 10.
I've never revisited Lord of the Rings after like my child phase, right? So
yeah.
Oh, I've seen the movies so many times.
no,
I used to watch the movies every year.
But even that, like the last one I tried to watch was The Hobbit, but I didn't finish it. I couldn't finish it. I got bored. I think there was a time they went to the guy's house, right in his house or something.
The problem
I
is
was like, I'm bored.
The Hobbit is one book split into
I know.
3
I'm
movies.
gonna read it. I'll just read it maybe.
Yeah, it's
I'll
just
tell
like
you what. I'll tell you what the biggest problem with the Hobbit movies was really quick is the fact that when people saw Lord of the Rings, and I still think Lord of the Rings is a great adaptation, but
I do too. I agree. I think it's great.
yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of my. I still can watch it every year, easy, no problem. But the thing is that when book fans complain, like book fans always do, and book fans complain that certain things were missing, blah blah things were changed. So The Hobbit is literally added stuff, but page for page, and he took 3 movies to do it. But he was like, "You guys wanted page word for word. Here you go."
Of The Hobbit to make 3 movies, so they literally had to make more shit up.
Yeah, so they made more shit up. They added shit because they were like, "All right, you guys wanted page for page. Here you go," and it's not what people wanted. And so I think that was a bit of Peter Jackson going, "See, you guys really that happy with page for page plus added shit? No, you're not." So
I don't think the Hobbit's like bad. Obviously, I don't think they're
no,
like
I don't
great.
think it's bad, but
Like no,
it's
but
not
the
Lord of
thing
the
is,
Rings.
I don't understand why. I mean, not to like. I'm not even trying to make this comparison too much because I don't want to be one of those guys because people be always like, oh, it could always be worse. Like you could be like the Percy Jackson shit or something like that. But my thing is though is that you
Jesus
can't
Christ.
direct a movie the same way you would do a book. It just doesn't work. And you're not gonna
That's
fit
right.
everything into a 2-3 hour span. It's just not gonna
That's right.
happen. And I think for what he did with what was, what he did, just like I think that's as good as you can do. I don't see anybody doing a better job. Who's
I
doing
think
it?
Nope.
to the
I agree.
Lord of the Rings films is that every time I watch Fellowship, it gets better. Every time, like Two
Yeah.
Towers
Every
used to
time,
be my favorite, and at this point, I'm ready to like. I think even though Return of the King has won the most Academy Awards, I think it's honestly the least good out of the 3. Like I think Fellowship is the best.
I really
I gotta
can't.
see it again. I think Twin Towers might be mine.
I'm like Vince. I thought Two Towers, dude. I'm telling you, man. Fellowship gets better every time you watch it. That
It
shit,
does.
dude.
You know why? Because you get to have some happy moments at the beginning, and then everything turns to shit for another 12 hours.
Too, bro. Come on, like,
I just think the atmosphere and all that stuff is just so good.
But yeah. I agree with what was said. I also agree with the idea that like you can't take what people do and translate it directly. It's sort of like, for example, pick whatever your favorite manga is. Pick the best manga, the greatest manga of all time, whatever you think it is. Now you translate that word for word as a book in written word. panel for panel, that shit is going to be a dog shit book, or at very least a mid book. It's not going to be a greatly written book. It's not going to be a great story. But you know why? Because the medium was manga. It was a visual thing. So translating one medium to another needs to have changes. That's just a fact. There needs to be. That's why it's called an adaptation.
You also need to use the strength of your medium.
Right. You use the strength of your medium to your forte.
That's what I always say. A one-to-one adaptation wouldn't work. You have to use the strength of the medium to your advantage to take to adapt the story and stuff. Which is why sometimes when they switch around orders of things or they do it a certain way, I'm like, it's probably a lot easier to do it this way in TV format, so I don't really get up in arms about it. But I think I personally always wanted to see somebody try to kind of adapt something almost word for just to see if it would work. But you're saying that they already kind of did that and people didn't even like it. So
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I like The Hobbit, but it's no Lord of the Rings. It's far inferior.
What I'd say is a good example of something that recent that tried to do what The Hobbit did, and I think has somewhat succeeded already, is Dune. And I think this is a good comparison for you too, Naya, because you and I both want to because Dune is the root for a lot of modern sci-fi.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Dune is a very good book, and from what I've seen clips of the movie, and there's things that changes in there that I don't necessarily agree with, but it works. But even then, it's still an adaptation. They hey, Dune is long enough and dense enough that you really do need 2 movies for that first book.
There you go. So
Dune is the most dense of books anyway, but it's just a lot of material cover.
Using the strength of your medium, Togashi in shambles. That's a big fact.
Togashi been in shambles ever since fucking 1999.
Yeah,
isn't that when it came out?
I'm not sure.
Is that when Hunter x Hunter started in like 98, 99?
Yeah, sounds about right. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, Naya, if you look back at Lord of the Rings, I think the experience for you will probably be.
I think I would appreciate it a lot more today. I do. I do.
Definitely.
I think you'll have as good a time with Dune or better. Okay, is my prediction.
I think that everyone giving things a chance at different stages in their lives is no different from anything. I mean, Jesus Christ, you might not like pork chops when you're 9, but all of a sudden pork is your favorite meat when you're 20. Taste buds change, everything changes. Your perspective.
You got a favorite meat, bro?
I hated seafood as a kid.
You know what? I got a lot of favorite meats.
I love meat in my mouth.
I won't even lie to you. I won't even lie to you.
You know what? I won't lie to you. My favorite thing to chow down on is some good old-fashioned clam.
Honestly, it's just funny you said that because I'm like, when I growing up, you couldn't tell me nothing. Chicken was the greatest. I think beef is my favorite now. So you said meat off? What do you mean meat off? We're not.
Which is better meat?
Meat off. That's going down a wrong. This is not a circle jerk.
Yo, he said
we'll have the meat tier list on a different stream.
You got the Niku tier list coming for you, yo. That's funny as fuck.
I do agree that beef is actually my favorite too. So
yeah. I don't know when it happened, but when I'm like, I think it was my favorite meat is beef.
Yeah. So. That or lamb. A good lamb. Holy fuck.
Hey, lamb goes crazy.
I can't eat Bambi. I feel bad.
You can't eat Bambi.
I've never had venison before.
Venison is good.
Although I think I've probably had something. I've never had venison, but I've had alligator.
Alligator's good too.
What?
Venison, it's like mutton.
I want to eat alligator. That sounds raw.
I mean, honest to God, bro, alligator just tastes like chewy chicken.
Yeah, alligator. I've had alligator. It's fine.
Need me some more.
You can eat a lot of shit, man. I've had elk. I've had bison, water buffalo. I've eaten all a bunch of shit.
You ever have the base of a giraffe? You have a base of a giraffe neck yet?
No, I have not eaten a fucking African. No, I have not.
I don't know. That's the thing. I just always wondered, like, what would the base of a giraffe neck was the thing?
I don't know if I would feel okay eating anything from like the Serengeti.
Listen, you cook that shit to 165, you've killed everything. So you're fine. That's the trick. It's like people that say, "Oh my God, this is going bad." No, it's not.
The cruelty makes the venison make it taste much more tasty.
Facts.
Oh my wife is fucking still pissed at me. I ordered veal, and she doesn't believe in eating lamb and baby cow and all that shit. And I ordered veal, and normally when we go to a restaurant, right, she's like, if we both order something, she's like, "Hey, do you want to try some of this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to try some of that." So instinctively, I offered it to her without thinking, and she fucking ate a piece, and then she realized what she was eating, and she was like, Oh, she didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. She was pissed.
No, I never had snake. I never had snake before. I don't know if snake's good.
I've had ants.
I've never had snake.
I've eaten worms before. Like,
Bro, what the fuck did I walk
Oh,
into?
no.
I've had insects because I eat candy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't they say they use like insects something to like dye the candy, something like that? I can't remember what it is. So I be eating bugs, bro. I'm eating bugs.
Listen, we grew up in the 90s. You ate your pound of dirt outside.
Not bug catcher Joey, bug eater Joey. I'm out here eating bugs.
Listen, we were all going into our grandmother's backyard, digging up rocks, trying to find bugs.
I was not doing that.
I was always doing that. I was doing that fucking. Remember
Legend of Zelda head ass over here.
No.
Most of my
catching,
friends
man.
did that. I'm just crying because I'm like, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like dirt.
You know what's hilarious? My brother's an arachnophobe, always was, and he fucking. But he still wanted to do all the bug catching. Like, oh, we found a salamander. Oh, we found this. Oh, we found that.
But I'm the same. Like I'm not a fan of insects, but like centipedes and shit don't freak me out. There's something about arachnids themselves specifically.
They are freaky as fuck.
It's like 8 legs, and it's like the perfect amount of legs.
Or like the bendy legs, the 90-degree legs.
I've gotten a lot better though. My arachnophobia, I wouldn't even say I have arachnophobia anymore. I just don't like spiders. But
yeah,
I've never been terrified of spiders. But I just don't fuck with fucking tarantulas.
Yeah, I don't fuck with any or a Goliath spider, hunter spiders. No, fuck that.
In Texas, bro, growing up,
Wait,
almost
Texas?
everybody had a fucking tarantula.
I'm not coming. Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
said
I was like, bro, why do y'all have this shit?
I like to say you have tarantulas in Texas. I was like, I'm not coming. Any place with weird. I'm not going to Australia ever.
Never.
Yeah,
Never
that's
Australia. You get the spiders
all over the place.
Australia, you can get the spiders literally raining from the sky.
That's just the dark. That shit is the dark continent.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do they always
last thing for you on the stream, Nia, I want you to look up a video of spiders.
No. I'm not looking at.
Bro,
I can't watch that shit.
There's a
Anybody who retweets arachnids into my TL, I mute and I what's the other thing? I mute. I might block you. I've blocked people for that. I block my own friends for that. I will block you if you do that shit. Don't send me that shit.
It's literally like if Doflamingo was in real life. They have their strings and they sort of like ride.
Yes, it's gross.
Nah, bro. Danger.
You know, like I never understood my grandmother. I never understood her. She was born in Africa, and she fucking
Zodiac same.
And she had a pet elephant. She would take tarantulas and make them fight each other. You take 2 males or 2 females to fight over the male. And she would do that. She'd pick them up, put them in a cage together, and watch them kill each other. That was her entertainment.
What was the video that Matt posted on Twitter the other day? It was like of a praying mantis killing lizards by
I saw
like
that.
ripping their faces
That was cool.
off.
That was cool as fuck. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool as fuck.
Hold on, retweet that. I want to see that.
There you go.
I can't retweet that. I don't know where it is.
But I couldn't even pick up a tarantula. My grandmother, my fucking 90-pound grandmother, was fucking as a child was picking these things up and fucking forcing them to fight each other. Like I don't even want to go near the fucking thing.
Nah. You know what you should remind me of? In the 11th grade, we had a day where like a guy came with a bunch of animals. And I'm there. I'm with the snake, with the reptiles, and blah blah, having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga pulled out a tarantula, and I literally left the school. Class was not over. It was only 3rd period. I went home, my nigga. I was not staying there.
Hey, wait a minute. Actually, Vince, you're in Houston, right? Oh, he's muted.
He might be muted because
he's muted. Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say because
yeah, I am. I'm here.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know because like I'm also like in the Houston area, but like we had that like a guy come to our schools, like it was like an elementary school, but he also came with like a whole bunch of fucking animals and shit like that. And he had the tarantula and shit. I just want to know if he had that when you were in elementary.
Oh shit. You know, that might have something like that might have happened. I don't know. I might have blocked it from my memory. Like, you know, that does sound like something that will happen.
They only brought falcons to our school. They had the hawk trainers from the airport.
A falcon? What the fuck?
Oh yeah. The falcons and the hawks that they train at the airport.
You got the bald eagle, whatever, the American.
Oh yeah, we had the American up here in
Did y'all
Canada.
supposed to have that guy with the fucking yo-yos come?
Wait,
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
what?
Yo-yos.
That
Nah, they
guy
probably
with
they
the
probably,
fucking
they
Sort of
probably
yo-yos, bro.
the yarn tricks with them.
that shit's
Yes, bro.
crazy.
I
Have me
won't
buying this
lie.
fucking yo-yo so that I
The
can do
first time
tricks.
yo-yo niggas came to elementary school and they were doing them tricks, like I was like, what the fuck? How y'all niggas doing that shit? I can't do
Yeah,
no.
That shit was so
I'm
hard,
telling
bro.
you.
I got
That
one
shit was
yo-yo
so
trick. It's
hard.
that shit where you like do it and you flip it around. That's all I can. I can't do anything else. I got nothing else in my bag, bro.
I can walk the
the
dog.
most
Walk the
shallow
dog.
yo-yo
You gotta
bag of
learn
all
to
time.
walk
I
the
can walk
dog's
the
the
dog,
classic.
nigga. I
And
had
there's
broken nose,
so
bro.
much shit that niggas do with yo-yo and all sorts of shit. I still, as a kid, I was not good at no tricks, man. Not none of that stuff.
Did
Like
you guys
I
have?
was
Did you guys have?
completely fine with doing cartwheels and a backflip or something. Like I couldn't do nothing with a yo-yo or no like a couldn't even fucking
I
blow
was gonna
bubbles.
ask you if you guys had a jump rope nigga come and they're doing all that crisscross applesauce. Yo, I was hitting it. I was like, yeah, I was hitting it. I was going crazy. The girls were like, what the fuck? Why is he so nice at this? I'm like,
Crisscross applesauce.
I don't know, bro. Because I'm like, I never seen anyone do that shit. Like they did this and nigga like skipped. Then he like took it and like flipped it around him like it was like a nunchuck. And then I'm like, bro, what's happening? Y'all got jump rope tricks? That shit is so funny. I was in there though. What yo-yo? I'm trash, garbage, dick on the ground.
Bro, like
got
the
no
other
tricks, bro.
day I watched this video where these niggas were on like pogo sticks and they were doing like extreme tricks, bro. I was like, bro, this shit is going crazy. They were like jumping off cars and shit, doing flips.
Every time I think of yo-yos, I think about those stick fight animations where if a dude pulled up with a yo-yo as a weapon, you knew he was goated. And those stick fight animations.
Oh shoot. Ah,